actually know what's going on here.
I literally have no idea. Help.
We're 20 whatever. Hi.
Hey,
Hello.
and welcome back to 20 Whatever.
Where we're actually going to do the thing that we said we were going to do in the last episode.
Yes.
We're doing it, ladies.
We're doing it, which is playing the card game, Let's Get Deep. Or as Paloma likes to say, what did you say? Let's get deep in it.
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
get
just trying to
deep
get
in
deep.
it. I was like,
or what was it?
you said let's get deep in it, and I was like, I don't think that's correct. I don't think that's the one.
It's like when we were filming the Skims video and I was like, oh, you got to put your strap on. And you were like, never say that again. I'm like, no, your swimsuit strap, you have to put your strap on.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I heard you.
You're like, you don't say strap on and you don't say deep in it.
Yeah. Both of you are canceled. We're done.
Listen, dirty minds a little bit sometimes.
Sometimes.
That's what she said.
Sometimes a dirty joke gives.
I like dirty jokes.
Most of the time.
You're right. You're right. I do love a dirty joke.
I love a dirty joke.
I know,
There's
I know.
something tee-hee about it.
I
It's
know.
also fun when you're the one telling the dirty joke and then you get to see everyone be a little bit shocked. Like,
Not you saying that.
that's like my favorite thing about playing those like Jackbox games on the TV, like
yes.
Quiplash, is you write
Yes.
something like a little raunchy and you're like, hee hee hee.
But this is not that kind of game,
Yeah, no.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not doing anything
No,
sexual
sorry.
or anything cute.
Sexy. Nothing that you really wanted to come here for. So the premise of this game, Let's Get Deep Friends Edition, is that it's kind of like We're Not Really Strangers, which we played a few episodes back. And
Which
we'll
is
link.
one of my favorite episodes we've ever done.
Too.
Mhm.
Me too. And I think you guys really liked it as well. So I'm excited to play this game. And it's kind of giving not as deep. Like, I don't think we're going to be like crying like We're Not Really Strangers, but I think we're just going to learn a little bit more about each
Mhm.
other.
But there is a card that says deep and then deeper.
Oh yeah,
Wanted
there's
to say.
3 piles.
Look at her face. You know?
That was just giving dirty.
I know.
It was like, she said deep and then deeper. And she like breathed. Is that
How
right?
dare the audacity to breathe,
To breathe.
on this couch?
She breathed sexually. She literally did. She was like,
There was a heavy
deeper.
breath. All right, ladies.
sorry.
Today we're going to be reading erotica.
One day.
Okay, so the 3 piles are Icebreaker. It's like the light. We're just breaking the ice.
Breaking the ice.
And then we have Deep.
Right.
It is what it says. And then we have Deeper. But I'm excited. I always love these kind of conversations. And I feel like outside of like a podcast environment, kind of hard to break into those topics.
Mhm.
And that's, I feel like one of the things that has, made us so much closer over the past year is
Oh, yeah.
having these conversations. And I think it's great that there are games like this to, for us to play on the podcast, but also just to like open up those conversations with the people in your life.
Mm-hmm.
After we played We're Not Really Strangers, I bought Couples Edition, Friend Edition, and I
Yeah.
play it with like my own circles because it's such a conversation starter. And like, who'd have thought to ask you about that? I don't know.
Right.
Before we get into it, I want to read a quick message from the group chat. Christina says, I just got engaged and I'm really excited, so I wanted to share with y'all, and I thought Sierra would appreciate the light up Pokeball ring box. Look at this
Shut
picture.
up, Christina! Oh my gosh.
Isn't that so cute?
I do appreciate. That is so, oh my gosh, that's a beautiful ring too.
Congratulations,
congrats,
Christina.
Christina.
Gosh, Christina, I'm so happy for you. Your Pokeball ring box.
I know. And the ring's gorgeous, girl.
gorgeous, gorgeous girls.
Congratulations from all of the 20 whatever family.
Yes.
We're so happy for you.
And on that note, let's get into it. Let's get deep.
Well, first,
Oh,
we have
right.
to break the ice.
Okay, you're right.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
right.
girl.
I know.
You're trying to get deep. We gotta dine first.
God damn.
Let me wine and dine you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. If your friend group was going on a vacation, where would you want to go? Should we say it on 3? Because I feel like we've talked about this.
Now we have to. Now we
Oh my
have
God.
to.
Okay. Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Miami. Yes! I said Bali.
You're dreaming big.
Yeah, totally.
We have talked about Miami before.
I've never been to Miami. I feel like
either.
it would be a lot on my own or like just without you guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you guys bring the fun. You guys bring a lot out of me.
Thank
you
you for that.
What she's saying is we bring the craziness out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Miami's a thing that I think would be a good time with both of you because not only could we enjoy that nightlife, but also since we're in Florida, we should do Disney.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I've never got to do that one.
Yeah, I haven't done that either.
Oh, that would be so fun.
So you get
You're
both.
so right. You're so
Mhm.
right. And then we can drink around the world.
Yes. Yes. And
I'm trying to get drunk with Remy. So
Yeah,
I've always
yeah,
like,
Remy.
like they always show his like little.
Tell me why I was like, Remy Ashton?
You're trying to get drunk with Miss Remy Ashton?
too.
I mean, me too.
Yes, true. Very
But
true.
also, Remy the Ratatouille.
Yeah.
Yes, period.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do another icebreaker, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Oh, I love this one. Have you met any celebrities? Who and where?
The celebrity that it was most recently was Marnie, and
Oh,
that
that's
is like
right.
the highlight. Miss Halloweena meeting Marnie from Disney Channel Halloween Town. That's mine.
Right. Right.
Gonna run with that for the next year. You know?
Yeah. Honestly.
I've met quite a few celebrities, just from like the influencer world, but also because every time I would see a show in New York, I would always stage door.
Oh,
So
right,
like
right.
I've met a lot of like the Broadway actors through the stage door, which to me is like the biggest
No,
celebrities.
right.
I feel like the best celebrity experience I've had was probably Billy Porter.
Oh my God, what a queen.
I saw him in Kinky Boots on Broadway, and the stage door was like pretty empty. Like we didn't even fill up the first line of the barricade. There was like maybe 20
Wow.
people, and we were at the very end of the barricade. So we were like the last people he was going to sign and meet. He stood and talked to us, I'm not kidding, 20 minutes. And I literally said, like 10 minutes in, I was like, hey, like, I don't want to keep you. I'm sure you have places to go, but like, thank you so much for like talking to us. And he
Yeah.
goes, girl, this is the highlight. He's like, you're talking to me like a human being. And I am loving getting to connect with you guys. It was me, my dad, and Steven.
Oh.
And he was like, I'm loving getting to connect with you guys on a human level.
Oh.
And I want to keep talking. And I was like,
Oh.
okay. Like, I didn't want to make him feel
No,
like,
right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But I mean, he is like an A-list celebrity. He
Yes.
is like a star.
Yes.
And the fact that not only was he, nice and kind and came out and met us and signed our playbills, but then he just wanted to
He
chat.
just wanted to shoot
Yeah.
the shit. Wow. I love that. He's so talented.
Yeah.
I can't believe you saw him in Kinky Boots. Also,
I
Kinky
know.
Boots.
Oh, what a great,
What a great show.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
That's one of Steven's favorites.
Really?
That and Come From Away.
Come From Away is
I want to
really
see
good.
that.
He's like Kinky Boots for a fun time, Come From Away for like
For a sad time.
a sad time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for a sad time. Yeah. You want to feel some
What about
things.
you, celebrity moment?
I have two, but I met them at the same time. When I was in third grade, I think, third or fourth grade, I was in a movie called Yumi and Dupree. And I met Owen Wilson and Kate Hudson
Oh.
because I was like, my mom was like, take a picture. I was like, who are these people?
It's
I
always
don't
the mom
even
on
know.
say, get a picture.
Get a
with me." You're
picture.
like, "Mom."
And I was like, okay. And Owen Wilson was like playing catch with his like humongous German Shepherd. Like the dog was just like on set. And they were playing fetch, and I was like, "Hey, like, I was wondering if I could take a picture, like, blah blah blah." But and I was like wearing my little like my costume, and he was like, "Oh yeah," and he told the dog to sit or whatever, and he was just like, we just took the picture.
Oh my
And I was like, "Thank you so much,"
gosh.
whatever. And then I met Kate Hudson, an angel,
Oh.
literally the nicest woman. She was like doing something, and she was trying to get like trail mix from like the craft services or
Mhm.
whatever. And I was just like, hey, like, can I take a picture? She was like, oh my God, yes, you're so cute. Like, whatever. And I was like so small, like literally third grade. And she hugged me. And I was like, I don't even know who you are, but like, this is so sweet, like so nice. And then we
Yeah.
took a picture. I'll have to find the picture. If I can find them,
That is so cute.
Insert here. But yeah,
love
super
that.
And
cute.
Owen
Yeah.
Wilson, love him.
Your mom
Cool
should have been
guy.
like, that's Lightning McQueen. And you would have been like,
Lightning McQueen wasn't there yet.
You're so
Before
right.
Lightning
It was
McQueen.
before Lightning McQueen.
Yeah, so he wasn't even really a celebrity.
You're right. You're right.
His breakout role was Lightning
Yeah.
McQueen.
Yeah, that one.
Who was
and,
Owen Wilson before?
what's the
Yeah,
one?
Cars.
Night at the Museum.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
him in that one too.
Great one.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
Starsky and Hutch. Oh,
I don't know
love.
what that is.
I don't either.
Oh my
I was gonna pretend and
Me
be
too.
like,
Be like, yeah.
Stop it. No.
Starkey and
What
Peach.
did you say?
Starsky and Hutch. It's
Oh.
like an amazing and he's like a model, and so he's always like he's like Hansel, and he's the hottest guy. It's like I'll put it on. This is educational purposes.
Okay,
We have to watch
okay,
this.
got it.
So
Period.
good.
Noted.
It's even got like Will Ferrell. He plays like Mr. Mugatu. It's like great cast, great show.
okay.
Oh.
Great movie. Sorry.
Is that Zoolander?
Oh my God. So Mr. Mugatu is from Zoolander, but Starsky and Hutch is the same. No. Yes.
Okay.
Mr.
I literally
Mugatu-
was like Ben Stiller.
But Starsky and Hutch is maybe it's Ben Stiller's in that one too, and I think that's why I'm getting them
I couldn't
confused.
tell. Girl,
Can
I
you
don't.
Google really quickly?
We need to fact check
Just
this
really quickly
right
because
now.
I really thought Starsky and Hutch was with Owen Wilson.
Maybe this means we need to have an entire movie night of just Owen Wilson
He's like,
movies.
pop the trunk,
Period.
do it. Pop
What
the
does
trunk.
he say?
So it's
Oh.
Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson. I see why you were confused.
Okay.
Aaron
Okay.
Starsky and Hutch. And also, it looks like Snoop Dogg.
Yes.
Period.
Yes. Okay, so
Oh.
I was wrong about. Really? Zoolander has those same people too. I really guess that they are like combined in my brain.
Owen Wilson's in Zoolander.
I feel like he's the bad.
Mhm.
Yes.
You're right. Yes. I
Okay, I need to educate myself. I'm so sorry. Anyways.
The next icebreaker question is like,
Wait,
name
did you
10 Owen Wilson movies.
Literally. Cars 2, Cars 3.
Next one is going to be icebreaker as well. Who is your favorite evil villain?
Me.
Ooh.
I.
I love Ursula.
Period.
I love her.
Yeah.
When I played her in Little Mermaid Jr. and it
Yes.
was a blast and a half.
Ooh,
I
Ursula
love
sounds
that.
like a good time.
Yeah, Ursula's a good one. Thanos.
Oh.
I love Thanos. I love him. I simply love him.
Don't you literally have like a portrait of Thanos
I do.
in your house?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Big Thanos fan.
Yeah, and everyone's like, yeah, but weird take. And I'm like, it is.
That's my man.
I said,
You're like,
and I'm going to stand beside him.
I'm trying to think of the evil villain. Which one do I like the most? Oh gosh, my favorite evil villain.
Not these sounds.
Sorry. Oh my
ASMR.
gosh, not me thinking
you-
like out loud, but
No,
everyone
right.
here.
Thinking out loud, can we follow?
Ed Sheeran, what are you doing here?
Literally. I was just talking about him, about how I forgot that he existed, respectfully. Anyway, sorry.
This has to be the worst. How can I just not come up with like any bad guy?
What was a villain that you thought was a villain as a kid, and now as an adult, you're like, but they had a point.
You had a point there.
Maybe that'll help you
Sharpay.
find your favorite.
I was
Sharp. Were you literally going to?
I was just gonna say the girl that was wronged and painted to be the villain. Sharpay is
She
my
is
favorite villain.
The victim.
Because
But yes.
she's the actual victim. She
Yes.
played villain, baby, but girl.
No, yeah. Also, Valentina.
We do love
Drag
Valentina.
Race.
Yeah, Valentina too.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
She
Okay.
really was the villain.
Hold
will
on, I
say.
think. Let me pass this.
Yep.
This way. Every time we pass it like this, I feel like I'm in church and we're
It's
passing
like
the
the
offering.
collection plate.
The offering, yeah.
Totally.
Have you ever collected anything? And if so, what?
So as a little girl, I used to always collect those pennies that you could like put in and then you would squish them and
Oh,
you
the
would
pressed
turn the pressed
pennies.
pennies. And I had like even like a little binder for like as many as I had. Like I would get them.
Wow.
The Wild Animal Park, Universal Studios, like when
Yeah.
I would go to like the museums, like at that time I was like going to Philadelphia, seeing the Liberty Bell. You're like, you gotta get
The press
penny.
I did too.
Yeah.
I had a little book that my grandma got me at Legoland because they had one for each ride.
Oh.
So like it started with that, and then I would get them everywhere
Right.
too.
And that's so cute. And like they really don't do that as much anymore. I feel like, I mean, to have a penny to press it, you're like,
That's right. Like nobody even has a
But
penny.
do you remember even like at the bottom of Splash Mountain at Disneyland that there would be one? I
Yes.
remember like cranking it and
Yep.
like always wanting. I just love those. Those were so.
Those
really cool.
definitely remind me of like just being young at like theme parks or just like any like museums and all that kind of stuff. Oh, TBT.
Yeah.
No.
TBT. Yeah, I collected Stitch like from Lilo and Stitch when I was like, I don't know how old I was in 2003, but in 2003, oh, I could just do math. I'm not gonna. In 2003, I started collecting Stitches because I felt like I really resonated with him. I was like, he's outland. He's like, different and
You
whatever
know that
was.
scene when Lilo goes, please bring me the nicest angel that ever was. And then Stitch comes flying. That's what it was like for me when I asked for my best friend. And then in came Riayn. Just, I want the sweetest, most loving angel I could ever. And then
just bulldozes.
And then out comes, Stitch like,
Yeah, yes.
It's like,
That's good.
That's
a
really
good
good.
I also, just quickly, honorable mention, I didn't collect these, but I basically forced my grandma to collect these snow globes. Like I got her snow globe every year for Christmas for like years, probably 16, 17 years.
She's like,
And
this was
and then she had to tell my mom like, okay, like I don't have like the room for this, and I also don't really like snow globes. But like it's like cute and fine now, but like no more.
Aw.
Yeah.
So does she still have all of them?
Yeah, she does.
I love that.
And she's she actually, my mom said she was like working on like starting to re-gift them back to me for my
Aw.
birthday, which is like so cute and
That
also
is too
like
sweet.
sad because I'm like, you're like old.
I know.
And like,
that's
I just,
so
you know what I
special.
mean? I'm
no,
like,
I
fuck.
know.
So whatever. Not
But
to
the
be like
ones-
sad about it, but
But the ones that she's going to gift you are like gonna be so special.
Mhm.
to me.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so sweet.
yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, I love
so,
that.
Anyway,
I love that.
that's cute.
What about you?
Anyway.
All right.
I feel like I am just kind of a collector. Like I'm like one thing.
Rocks.
I've collected so many things. It started with rocks. I'm just picking them up.
Right.
And they're a zero cost
Free.
hobby.
Yeah.
Pick them up, tumble them, polish them, whatever. And then my grandma saw that I was like taking interest in this hobby, and she's like, "Oh, like, there's gonna be like a rock fair, like at the, I'll take you to that." And then she like bought me a cool rock that was
Right.
not like
From the street.
the street, yeah. And then it was like, oh, now I'm getting like rocks for Christmas.
Yeah.
And then it was it grew and grew and grew. It was rocks, it was marbles, it was Pokemon cards. Oh my gosh, I had a huge
God.
Pokemon card collection.
Girl, I wish I could see like when we were younger because I know that you had so
Stacked.
I had a binder too.
We still have them.
Really?
So my mom, I don't know if she had like foresight about it or if she was just like, the kids like this, so I'll keep them nice. Every time we would open a Pokemon card pack, it would be like, okay, which ones are going in the binder and which ones are we going to play with in our decks?
Yeah.
Mm.
And the binder ones were like, she would like look up the value. Oh, this is a binder one.
Yeah.
And she would keep them all in the binder for us. So we
Genius.
still have the binders.
That's amazing. I would do anything to find my Pokemon binder with my literal the last page was all my holographic ones.
Oh my
And the one I got
gosh.
from the movie theater that came with the popcorn when I went to go see
the Entei one?
Yes!
Oh, I remember that was so cool.
It's just like
Sorry, Ryan.
but like those
Wow.
like didn't exist. You couldn't just go to the store and buy it. Like you had to go to that event
Right.
to get that Pokemon card. So it was like when
Right.
you showed up to other circles, you're like, oh yeah.
I
Right,
saw the
right.
Pokemon movie already.
Yep,
This
yep.
is my souvenir card.
Yep. And then the
Right.
Mewtwo one came out, and then you got those holographic ones. Like
yeah.
just so cool.
Okay.
The
Sorry.
Pokemon cards were such a moment. That was like a big
I
thing.
remember the hoopla about it all. And I probably would have got into it too if I was like allowed to watch it. For whatever
Yeah.
reason, I like was not allowed to like consume Pokemon stuff.
I wasn't either at first. I remember my neighbors were allowed and we weren't. And my mom was like, well, because it's violent. Like they're fighting.
Right.
And we I don't know if it was my neighbor's parents or us that explained it to my mom, but eventually she was like, oh, the Pokemon are like battling each other, but it's like for fun. Like
Yeah.
they're not fighting. They're not like, and the people aren't fighting. And then she was like,
This is my
Right.
first time. I don't even know. I didn't know that.
I want to make you watch
Mm.
Indigo League.
I would
I'm doing a rewatch
rather
right
do
now.
anything else. I do not want to do that.
What about when they go on vacation? I love that one.
It's giving like you just had to be there. I feel like I just might have
You missed the boat.
I might have.
I know, and fair, I get it.
That's like me being like, we need to watch SpongeBob, and you need to like really like be into it.
I'd
You're
be
like,
like,
maybe
yes.
I'm just gonna not.
but like, if you,
I'll sit this one out.
I don't know. I just don't know.
But the Pokemon are so cute.
They are just
They're so cute.
And here's the thing: it's better you don't now because
and what to
Yeah.
get into it now?
to get into it now. And back in the days, it was like the birthday parties. Like, did you
Oh,
ever have a Pokemon themed?
My mom handmade an Oddish pinata for my 3rd birthday because I loved Oddish, but Oddish wasn't like the most popular Pokemon.
Oh my gosh!
And our neighbor, she was Hispanic and she would hand make all of these pinatas with her, cousins and aunts. And she taught my mom how to do it. And so then she
my
and my mom
God.
made all the pinatas for our birthday parties for so many years.
that is so
Okay.
stinking special.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Like she's
So,
like,
I
they only
hadn't-
have Pikachus at the store, of course. They had those and the Charmanders and like
Yep.
all those ones. But
Is that the orange guy?
Mhm.
Yeah. There you go.
Period. And he has horns. He kind of looks like a dinosaur, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have horns, but good
Oh,
job.
Spikes? Nope.
When I was gonna say later on, he starts getting his little horns.
Okay.
But like later on, like
Well, I don't-
Charizard vibes,
Yeah.
maybe, but
Oh,
not
I
Charmander.
know. I don't know. Oh, that's not who I thought.
Oh,
No, I thought.
yeah.
I'm thinking of like a more like a no.
Yeah, those are kind of horns.
That's not who I was even thinking of.
Oh,
I was thinking of one
Typhlosion?
that's more
Magmar.
girl.
girl. She's
don't
like,
know.
you are speaking
He
gibberish.
he seems more like cuddly, cute. Like he's more like fluffier looking.
Oh my god,
and
are you
he's
talking
orange.
about Squirtle?
I don't
Oh, no, he's not
know.
orange. Sorry,
I have no idea who I'm talking about.
Squirtle
Arcanine?
looks a little like
Growlithe.
That guy. Who's that?
That's Charmander.
that's Charmander.
Oh.
But he
That's
doesn't have
just the-
horns.
That's like the baby
Oh.
Charizard, like before he evolves.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
no
okay.
horns before, but then he
I see.
develops
Oh my
them.
gosh, so scary. A dragon? Is it a dragon?
It is a dragon. Dragon
these-
type, fire type, cross, also flying type.
Are these monsters? What are they? What's Pokemon?
How deep would you like me to get into this lore?
As surface as possible.
Okay, cool. Pokemon are monsters.
Okay, period.
Pocket monsters. That's what Pokemon means.
And that's what the little ball is.
it holds them so they're pocket size. It's like their little house in there.
And they live with humans. Like
They live in the wild.
Ash.
Yes.
You just know him
Period.
because you were like, what about Brock? Nah, I had a
Yeah.
crush. I thought Brock
I don't know
was
who that
cute.
is. I don't know.
No.
I don't know that guy.
Jess, can you pull up Brock? Because Brock may have been my like sexual
I
awakening.
think that was my
Shut
first crush, dude.
up.
But like,
Look
you're
at
gonna see it and you're gonna be like, oh, right.
Sierra, this is just Steven in a different font.
Steven in a different font, bro.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
Brock.
I've never seen that man in my life.
But he like
But for
he
show.
like
Scary.
he would
Terrifying.
like take care of the animals. Like he was like
Okay.
a cook.
Yeah,
He was like
Brock.
gentle.
okay.
He would like nurture them.
And what's Ash's tea?
He just really wants to beat the Indigo League and catch them all.
Gotta catch them all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You're doing good.
Good
I'm
job.
sorry. I've derailed us. Do you want to
No,
pull the next card?
honestly, I think I might have derailed
No,
this. I just had
but
questions.
the problem is, I could talk about Pokemon. I'm not joking for 10 hours.
Okay.
Like recently, right now, the series I've been rewatching, watching on YouTube through my Pokemon Indigo League rewatch. There's a YouTuber
Jesus.
named Jordan Fringe who
Okay.
does a lot of like video essays about like old movies and shows and stuff. He's doing a 3-part series on Ash's complete journey throughout all of the different Pokemon series.
Oh, boy.
Each part is like 2+ hours.
Wow.
You're eating it up.
Yesterday he posted part 3. I was like 1 hour ago. Click. Oh my. Nom, 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 nom. So good.
And you know
Wow.
Sierra like loves the research and stuff, so like
Oh,
I
dude,
know
yeah.
she's
one
getting the
time-
tea.
One time I came over here, this was probably like 2022 sometime before the podcast, and I just came over to like work or whatever, and she was, I don't know what you were doing, editing or emails or something, but you had on this YouTube video that was definitely like 2 hours long, and it was like this guy talking about Star Wars something, and just it was just so much information. They're talking about the backstory of this and this, da, 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 da. And Sierra was like, yep, she's at her computer, and I'm just sitting there like, what is actually happening?
No, that really is like what I watch on YouTube though, is like 1+ long video essays.
Mhm.
I love it. Which actually I got to meet one of my favorite like video essay people at Disneyland randomly.
Oh my
Her
gosh.
name's Jenny Nicholson, and she does super funny,
Oh, I think I literally saw your Instagram
Yes,
story or
yes.
something. Yeah.
just crazy long video essays. Like she did like I think it was like 4 hours long video about like the lore of the world of Pandora at Disney World. But her humor is so like dry and sarcastic. It's just hysterical.
Mhm.
And I randomly saw her at Disneyland, and I was like, do I say something?
I know.
I've literally watched probably 100+ hours of you talking.
Right.
I feel like I know you.
right. Also, like, that's a lot. Like a 4-hour long video.
I don't watch it all in one stretch.
I meant for her.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Just here, I was like, no,
no, I break
I
it
break
up.
it up.
No,
so
I
don't
break it
worry
up.
about me.
No, that is a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. And hers aren't, most of the video essayists I watch are like the Star Wars one you were talking about, like voiceover with like
Mhm.
just footage playing. So it's really more of like a podcast.
Right.
Mhm.
Hers are talking to camera.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
It's her. She,
Wow.
Damn.
So did you end up going to say
I
hi?
did. I did. And she was so nice. And she was like, she said something like, da da da. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, I'm actually a content creator too. Blah, 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 blah. And she's like, oh my God, wait. She's like, what's your name? And I was like, Sierra Schultzzie. And she's like, I've actually totally like seen your content and stuff. And I was like, that's
You've seen me?
weird.
Yeah.
I love you. But
Right.
she was so nice. I was so glad I said hi.
Love that.
Anyways, that's
Sorry.
my tangent.
No.
You want to pull a card?
Yes. So I had pulled a card mid Pokemon discussion, hoping that maybe it would end soon.
I'm
but
sorry.
And then we
it
kept
didn't.
going.
It's okay. I did.
I can go more.
No.
You want to talk about the Pokemon War? Because there's a Lieutenant Surge, and he
I'm gonna put this
alludes
back.
to that there was a war.
Mm.
What was the war? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. And I will say I did egg it on. So that was my bad.
Honestly, it feels fitting because Christina just got proposed to in a Pokeball, so like the
That's true.
least we
That's
could
true.
do.
That
is
was for you,
say
Christina. That was for you.
For you, girl.
That's tea.
Congratulations.
Look what
again.
you did to me. Okay. What is your go-to snack right now?
Spicy Ruffles.
Oh, like the Flamin' Hot Ruffles?
Mhm. I didn't even know that was a thing. My mom randomly brought them to a family trip, and I like ate one, and I was like, this is like amazing.
Period.
Now I love spicy ruffles.
She's like, "Oh, this gas."
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was
Steven, we need to get some of these at the house.
Yeah.
I am on a Gushers kick. Like, it's so
Gushers. I
It's-
was not expecting
I know
that.
everyone's staring at me like, what the? But I also too like saw them in the aisle and I was just like, you know what I haven't had in a long time? Like Gushers. And I just
Right.
liked the texture of like the squishiness
Right.
of them all. And I just remembered how much the blue ones are so
So good.
You know what's funny? That's what I pictured is the blue gusher
Why are those so
in like a diamond shape kind of.
Hold on. I was at your house for hours. I slept there, and you did not offer me a pack of Gushers.
Did I offer you Oreo cakester type
That's
things?
not what we're talking about.
No.
Because I knew that that's what you wanted. I
But
didn't
that's
know you
not-
wanted
listen.
Gushers.
I mean, I don't know.
That's
You
kind of
may need to
rude.
improve on your hosting.
You are
Yeah,
absolutely
that-
right for me not to offer my secret stash from the side of my bed table. You're so
that boy Ryan probably doesn't even know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, look at you guys.
You need to have like a silver platter, and then you're like, "Would you like a snack?" And you open it, it's just
It's just
gushers.
Literally. Well, you beat me to it. Mine's Oreo Cakesters, and I've been on Oreo Cakesters since they've like
Can you
been
actually
back.
What's
say
an
what last
Oreo
night-
cakester? I haven't had one.
Oh,
We have to get her
my-
one in her
I
mouth
want,
quickly.
I want one.
Okay, obviously Oreos. We all
Of
know,
course.
classic. Oreo Cakesters are literally like Oreo cakes. But
Like
not
fluffy.
but not like an Oreo cake, right? Not like an Oreo
Right,
like
right,
ice
right.
cream cake. It's so think of an Oreo
Mm-hmm.
and then like the brown part
Mm-hmm.
is that
cracker,
chocolate
or like
the
cookie, the cookie.
is like puffy. That's an Oreo
Ooh.
Cakester.
Do you want to know something so embarrassing? Actually, now that I'm saying this, one of the first. I guess it's not
I
embarrassing.
totally know what you're about to say. Say it.
I guess it's kind of embarrassing.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not.
When I first was trying to get into the tiki-talkie scene, like I was like, okay, I'm finally gonna do like a sit down, hey guys, kind of thing. I went to the store and I found that these Oreo cakesters had just gotten back. So I did like the little, hey guys, so guess what I found? And it was just like, it was like, I don't know.
It's just because it was like her first.
It was
like,
my first
like, sit
ever
down to
like
talk.
to TikTok, and that's why I'm
Yeah.
like, it's not weird, but I guess like for me in that moment, it felt so like my body was like, no, you're not gonna hold this product and talk to the camera right now.
Yeah.
So at the bottom of the depths of my TikTok, there's a video of me going, oh my god, you're never gonna see what's on the shelves.
Yeah.
Or cakesters. I
Yeah.
love. Oh god, I'm so embarrassed.
And they were gone for years.
But they were gone for
And so when they
years.
came back, it was like, so
And my little content brand, I was like, that's gonna be a good hit.
no,
Mhm.
girl.
And then I got there, I was like,
That's so
I ate
cute
it
though.
up.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Anyhow,
Oreo
Oreo Cakesters. We'll get some because
So,
you need
yeah, I
them.
would like
so
to
in
try
my
one.
defense right now, I'd like to say that when she showed up to my house, she's like, Paloma, I brought you a little something and you're never going to believe what it was. And I was like, an Oreo cakester. And she's like, I hate that. I'm so, or what's it called?
Predictable.
Predictable.
Yes.
And then that's when I whipped out my new treats because I had just bought the Oreo dunkers. So like
Oh,
they're like
yeah.
these little sticks. And then on the other side, it's the Oreo frosting that you can dunk in. So I was like, Ryan, I got these new snacks. You got to check them out knowing she's an Oreo cakester fan.
So
I didn't know Oreos was doing so much innovation.
Pop in their puss. Work
Yeah,
it.
they
literally.
really are.
they really are. Oreo, sponsor us.
Yeah,
I know. And viewers, I want to know, what is your favorite snack?
Oh yes, put us on.
yeah.
Put us on.
Have you guys tried the cakesters? They good? What's the tea? Gushers?
Dude, I got so many DMs when I showed Oreo Cakesters in like one of my vlogs, and they were like, "We just bought the Oreo Cakesters, and they are a hit. They're so good. There's not enough in the package." I'm like, I know.
All right, I gotta try them now.
They're so good.
Tonight. Tonight.
Tonight,
Yeah.
should we order some?
Yeah.
Period.
The girls are sleeping over after
yes.
this, so
Slumber party.
Slumber party.
I think we have to.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, definitely.
Should we get some fruit roll-ups too? And like, you know
No,
that
wait, I
challenge
want
where
the
you
one-
like,
I
you
want
like
the-
roll them and you're like, to see who can pull it up.
I
like,
thought
fastest.
you were going to talk about the frozen.
Oh, the trending on the ice cream, how
Yeah.
you fold it over on the fruit roll-up and you bite into it because it's all
Mhm,
crunchy.
mhm.
Yeah, I've wanted to do that.
Remember the tattoos on the tongues?
Yes. Oh my god, I
Those
forgot.
were-
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And like you might get like one that like actually looked good, but like it was just
And
like
then it's
two.
all over my face because I'm like this.
Yeah.
Trying to go to the tattoo and it's like, I have blue all over
Yeah,
my face. You're like,
yes.
good job.
I
Good
have
job.
like such deep memories that I've never thought about until you said that, of like at the lunch table trying to get it pressed on, like to my friend, like,
Yeah.
kind of
Yep. Yep.
And your mouth is just blue,
Blue.
messed up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well.
All right, well,
Anyways,
hopped
next.
on another train. So, what posters did you have in your room growing up?
Oh, that's such a good one.
Sierra, give it to us.
Yeah. Give it to us.
You want me to go first?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing, but I feel like I have to live my truth in this moment.
I love
We
this.
all know, as we've talked about, I was a little boy crazy.
Mhm.
I had a lot of like Disney Channel crushes.
Mm-hmm.
So when I would
Relatable
get
content.
my Tiger Beat magazine, I would pull out every single poster. I would decide where they were going on my wall based on like how much I liked them.
Mhm.
So I had like people I kind of liked, people who I loved, and then I had what I called, and I'm not kidding, my golden guy wall. This was the spot above my bed that I reserved only for the top of the top Disney Channel celebrities.
The Golden
Who
Boys.
were they?
Of course, Zac Efron.
Duh.
Okay, thank God.
Duh.
Of course, Joe Jonas.
Duh.
I believe I also had Nick Jonas.
And that's also a duh.
Yeah. Kevin got to be on The Love, but
More than me.
golden,
so I feel
golden
that.
guy
Yeah, no.
and Cole Sprouse. Loved Cole Sprouse.
Mhm.
I'm sure there were a couple more. Those are the ones I remember, but I literally called it. Like when my friends would come over, I'd be like, this is my room, this is my bed, this is my pet lizard, and this is my golden guy wall.
Also, it's the pet lizard and my golden guard.
guard.
Yeah. That is so funny. I mean, relatable.
Yeah.
Zac Efron.
Yes.
I had Zach, like so many, and Joe Jonas, like that was also my tea. And I remember one time, so like I got the Tiger Beat magazine, literally same thing, like same vibe, but I was putting the posters on my door.
But
I started to put the posters on the outside of my door
Right.
because like this is my room.
then your dad could see.
My mom was like, you can hang these up, but like we don't need to see it. Like put it on the other side. And I was like, tea.
Yeah.
Which ones did you have?
Specifically, there's this one ingrained in my brain of Zac Efron, and the background is like he's on like an island or some shit. And it's like a close up, and it's him in like a white tank top, and his like little boobies, what are it called?
Yeah,
Pecs.
his little pecs.
His little pecs were like, they were little, but they were like, you know, like young guy, like looking pecs. And I was like, fuck, like, god damn. Like, I remember being like really shook about it.
Oh my
So that was one. And that was a big one. I remember I also had like a big one, and then I would put like the little posters. Because, you know, in the
Yes,
magazine,
yes.
I also did those too. Yeah.
anything with a man on it, honestly.
Yeah.
I too also had the Tiger Beat, and you know, like we always do the thumbtack so we can swap it.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I had Edward Cullen
Oh,
Twilight
mhm.
poster
Oh,
right next to
yes,
my
yes,
bed.
Yes.
Chris Angel Mind Freak, shirtless.
That is
Chris Angel
so
in my
funny.
closet.
Not the closet.
But wait,
No.
some people are gonna feel this, and I'm embarrassed for us because this is the truth. I would like to shop at Hollister and try to collect as many of the bags. And I had a whole wall dedicated to shirtless men from Abercrombie and Hollister. And I remember my dad coming in one day and was like, Paloma, this is just too much. And I'm gonna have to look for a photograph
No.
because I know that there's a photo of my room with all the like we're talking, you know, those bags. How like
It's delusion
risque.
because like these are like not who are they? Like no one. Like no one. And she's like
I had
men.
headless guys
right.
on my wall.
Like literally
You
just
were-
abs.
You were so ballsy. I felt
Yeah, that was-
embarrassed
yeah.
even carrying the bag. Not because of me, but because like, is my mom gonna like see that and like
Right.
ask me about it?
Right.
To put it on your wall?
And many.
I'm telling you.
God.
I
she
can
was a
so
crazy
picture
girl.
like my dad saying that same thing too. Of like,
Okay.
this is just too
we
much.
need to reel
Yeah,
this
he was
in.
like, okay, Paloma, like, does this he doesn't even, I can see his V. That's this got to come down. And he'd be
And-
like taking the bags off the wall.
But like it was like
No, and there were some very inappropriate ones, I will agree.
Yeah. And remember they would have the actual like they'd have like men, shirtless men like greet you outside the store. You remember that? They
And
don't do
people
that
would take
anymore.
pictures too. Like it was like a whole.
So
you don't remember that?
weird.
Like you'd be outside. You know, everyone knows what outside the Hollister looks like.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
and there's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like,
It looks
two
like a
naked
beach
guys,
house.
and the girls
One
are.
of Steven's
Yeah.
friends worked doing that for a little while when I first started dating Steven. And I thought he was kidding when he said that. Cause like I had just met his friends and we like
Right.
went to Red Robin at the mall.
of course.
Like I'm like 18. We're very young.
Right.
And he's
Right.
like, oh yeah, I just got off my shift. And I'm like, oh, where? He's like, oh, Hollister. I'm like, oh, that's cool. He's like, yeah, I'm like one of the shirtless guys that they take photos with. I'm like, haha, oh, you're serious. I thought you worked at like Jamba Juice or something. But okay.
What a job.
What a job.
What a job!
Like-
and like in high school too, like saying that, like you're one of the guys, and also imagine accidentally running into someone from your school. Like I was worried
yeah.
about seeing somebody like come into Aeropostale and like see me
Right.
working and like
But
my little boo boo
fully clothed.
fully
Imagine.
clothed. Imagine being shirtless.
Right.
I'm like, oh my god, that's Cindy from Science. Oh god,
Not Cindy from
She's like,
Science.
but can I get a pic?
Right, right. Well, I don't know who's. Oh, it's you.
Oh.
I think it's.
Am I next?
I think we're moving on to
Oh.
deep.
Are we about to get deep?
I think
okay.
so.
All right. What do you do at night when you can't fall asleep?
Scroll TikTok. Literally scrolling TikTok.
Honestly, this is a little embarrassing, and I can't believe I'm about to put myself on the spot, but here we go. When I have reached the ultimate, I've tried everything. I've counted sheep. I've watched TV. I've done it all. I'm like, all right, here we go. We're going to close our eyes and play the Lilo and Stitch movie from the beginning to the end because I know it so well that I can just like see it and visualize it. So I like put on a movie and I fall asleep, and it's not the most craziest
So, okay,
thing
so
ever.
let me understand. Help me understand. You're laying there with your eyes closed and you're like, okay, and action. And you just see it.
It's the dolphin.
fish.
I swear to God,
I was gonna
swear
say
to
the
God.
fish.
I swear to God, it's from the beginning.
And
The
you can run through the whole thing in your
Yes.
head.
Because you can't give punch tuna.
Right.
Like that, that whole scene.
Right.
Lilo. Like I
No,
can
that's
hear
right.
so
all
That is
of
so
it.
funny.
Like every single, I've just seen it so many times that,
Right.
And that puts you to sleep.
yeah, I always
Wow.
end up falling asleep in the middle of it.
Okay.
Great
Wow.
movie.
No, great film. Okay.
If we asked you to repeat every word of Lilo and Stitch, do you think you don't do it, but would you be able to do it?
Yes. When we reach our subscriber, that's what I'm gonna.
Oh
that's what
my
I'm gonna
God,
say on
when
the
we hit
mic.
the goal. Yes.
It's a live stream of Paloma just
reciting the
Lilo
whole
and
movie.
Stitch.
That is fucking
And then you
hilarious.
can also get an hour of me talking about Pokemon lore. An hour
Right.
is the condensed version.
Mhm.
So
Right.
make sure you subscribe.
Yes, they're like, oh my
They're
God,
like,
unsubscribe.
Yeah.
Love you.
Okay, it depends. If I can't sleep, but I need to sleep, I'm trying to sleep.
Right.
I mask on podcast or audiobook or usually lengthy video essay playing in my ear, but it has to be one I've already heard.
Oh, okay. Right. Because then you would be trying to like listen.
Yes. So there's a video called The Complete Star Wars Canon Timeline that's 4 or 5 hours long. I've probably listened to it 4 or 5 times. And the guy who posts it updates it every time like new Star Wars things come out. So like the one I'm watching now is like updated 2023.
Mhm.
Right.
Like the whole timeline of the Star Wars universe.
Oh my gosh.
I'll just put that on.
Right.
I put no offense. That put my ass to sleep.
Yeah.
right away.
Yeah, definitely.
But like that sounds like so. I'm sure like so.
calling just peaceful.
Yeah.
Right? Just
Like especially if
chill
you already
vibes.
know it too. You're just like you feel
Yeah.
safe and like
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
So I'll do that if I'm trying to sleep. If I'm like, I can't sleep and I just need to like chill for a little bit, I don't like to be on my phone in bed while Steven's sleeping because he's really sensitive to like, he can wake up really easily. I don't want to wake him up.
Right.
So I'll like go out to the couch, watch a show, scroll TikTok, whatever, and then be like, now I am ready to try this again.
Right.
Go back
I
to
needed
bed.
to regroup.
Mhm.
Yes.
I know scrolling is such a dangerous
Scrolling
game
is-
in bed
is it
because then all of a
doom
sudden
scroll?
the sound.
Yeah.
No, well, all of a sudden Ryan's sleeping next to me and like all of a sudden a song comes on.
Whoa, you've been scrolling for way too long.
Dude,
I'm like, oh my God, the sound, the sound, the
fuck
sound.
that guy. No, I know. I feel that.
Yeah.
Also, I should have said, that's when I'm like, I can't sleep. Like, nothing's going to help me. I'm just going to doom scroll until literally the sun rises.
Yep.
TikTok. But if I'm trying to sleep, it's always like a 4-hour ASMR. Like,
Mm.
and it's got to be like, what is that called? Mono. Not mono, dual something, when it's like in and out of like the headphones.
Oh.
So that I can get like something over here and something over here versus like all of it both. I like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love that. But anyway,
Scratches the brain.
totally, dude. It literally scratches my brain.
And do you have like a favorite one that you go back to, or is it like just anyone?
I used to. But also, like I said before, and I like totally like put myself on blast, I love Trisha Paytas' ASMR. She's so problematic, I guess, as a person. I don't even like know, but she's so good at like the role playing ASMRs. It's so good. It's
She's
so
the one
good.
that like does your makeup. She's like, okay, we're just gonna.
Yeah, we're just
quickly
gonna
do your
just
makeup.
I love it. I love it. I love it. She also does this one where she does like she's like the hot Cheeto girl at school, and she's like
Oh.
got the hot Cheeto stuff, and it's like so funny. It's so good, and it's all ASMR, so it's helping me sleep. But anywho, next, this says, have you gone, or would you go to a psychic or medium? If you've been, what did they say? Has it come true? Would you go?
I think that would be fun to do because just for like the experience, and I've never done it
Mhm.
before, and just to see. And I've seen some TV shows of like oh my God, how'd they know that? Or like, what the heck?
Right.
But there is a part of me, my religion, where it's like, that's giving witchcraftery
Mhm.
/ Ouija board, and that is highly frowned upon. So
Right.
there's a part of me that's like, I feel like I'm not allowed to, but I want to experience it.
Right.
Don't know. So dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel that.
I haven't, and I wouldn't, just because I don't believe that.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hesitant to even say that because I don't want anyone who like believes in that to feel invalidated.
Right.
I think whatever, like if people believe that, if that's what they want to do, spend their money, go for it. I don't believe that. So I wouldn't spend money on that
Mhm.
Right.
because I just don't think it's real.
Right.
But I hate to even say that because I don't want anyone to feel like
Right.
Yeah.
invalidated.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, this is not, it's not a religion, but it's like the same when people
It's
are like, I just like
spiritual.
don't, yeah, it's
Yeah.
spiritual. So it's like, to each your own. Like
Yeah.
you feel, if you don't, you don't,
Yeah.
whatever. I feel similarly to you where I'm like, I could be interested, but like the fear of God is like watching me. So
Yeah.
I'm like stressed about that.
I meet God, the first thing he says, he's like, it's crazy that
And
you went to a medium, and
so
you
why
played with
would
a
you do
Ouija
that?
board.
Yeah. Now I'm like, I knew I shouldn't have
I
done it.
know,
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
See, but if it is real, sorry, this is me getting into a theological
No,
discussion.
please.
If it is real, let's say there are people who have like psychic abilities, I would kind of put that in the category of a spiritual gift. Like biblically,
Right.
like to say prophecy, that's a spiritual gift.
Right.
That's tea.
And here's the thing.
No, right.
Yeah.
Right.
And here's the thing. From the shows that I have seen in a little bit, it always brings the people that go to the medium or anything more comfort. Like they always
Right, and,
leave
like, peace
feel,
or whatever.
Yeah, they feel peaceful. Just
Mhm.
finding so much peace, I feel like could happen from there. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, I'm not looking for peace currently. So I don't like that.
Not you're not
I'm
looking for
looking
peace.
for war.
Yeah.
I'm looking for conflict.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm
No,
just like, I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
I think it'll start
You don't
more
feel
shit.
like you
Yeah.
need anything from
Yeah,
that.
I think
yeah.
it'd cause more drama than it would
Yes.
bring me peace. Is it my turn?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think so.
How good are you at keeping secrets?
Oh, take it to the grave. You can tell me literally anything. I will never speak of it again.
I feel like I'm good if it's serious. I'm maybe not so good when it's not something serious.
I hear that.
You know?
What do you
like
mean?
if someone tells me something and legit like something serious, hey, this is what happened, like whether it's serious or whether they explicitly say don't tell anyone,
Mhm.
lip sealed, not telling a soul. If it's just like, oh, hey, this thing happened, I will probably end up talking about it to Steven or Kenzie.
Right.
But if it's serious, 100%.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I completely agree. If someone's like, this is a secret, please, you're like, okay, a secret,
Done.
gotcha. If I'm ever saying a quote unquote secret or whatever, I am prepared for them to be like, hey, you said that. I'd be like, oh, I didn't think that I shouldn't have said it. Like, if I'm saying something, I'm prepared to let
For
that
it to
person
come
know,
back,
for that
yeah.
person
Oh,
to
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
There are so many things I'm taking to the grave.
Oh, good.
Good for you.
Just because, like,
I have quite a few as well.
it's just not going to get brought up, like, ever.
So here's the tea. We're gonna start off.
Okay, so should we do one more round of the deep and then we go deeper?
Yes,
Yeah,
one more
I-
deep.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a good idea.
Okay. What is at the top of your bucket list?
Oh, for like life?
Just life in general. Or I guess if you wanted to do like this year, this summer.
That's a big one.
I know, a bucket list.
Because I feel like,
Is there anything that you want to see, any place that you want to go, any experience you want to have that just immediately comes to mind?
I am dying to go whitewater rafting. I don't know
Ooh.
where, but I just really want to have like a suit on in some crazy water and just like, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like, it looks super fun and I'm a very big adrenaline junkie. So that just seems like a really good time.
You can do it not far from here.
Oh, shut up.
The Kern River is like 5 hours from here and they do whitewater rafting there. I've never done it, but
Okay.
because when I go there, we just float and then drink.
right.
Well, I mean,
But you can. In like, we stop before the crazy rapids, but they do like whitewater excursions.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna have to get the info because,
Yeah.
Right.
well, ladies, I have a question. Is that something that would excite either of you? Whitewater rafting.
Oh, I would do that.
Okay.
That sounds fun.
okay. Period. Ryan,
no.
can I? Is there any?
She'll be tied to a floaty at the
Drinking.
big rock before drinking, saying bye.
Oh my God. I will get out.
I was just gonna say, how many shots of tequila do you think it'll take to get her in the raft? We'll get her in the
Yeah,
raft.
yeah.
She's a down bitch. I just need to
Oh,
know
yeah,
how
yeah.
many shots of tequila will it take to get her in the raft?
Maybe about 4 or 5.
I don't think you want to go whitewater rafting with 4 or 5 shots of tequila in you.
Oh no,
Could
you
you
don't. You
imagine?
don't just sit in. I don't even know what that is. I don't know.
It's like, you're like,
Oh.
Also, not often, but like you got to be able to swim intelligently.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Oh shit, you have to be able to swim well?
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna
Or, like,
drink
if you go
5 shots of
under-
tequila.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Well, then that might be out of the cards for me.
yeah,
I'm not
well,
a
I
strong
definitely-
swimmer. Oh.
You wanted to like jump around in the water and you're like, I love this, but I can't swim.
It's making me think of that
What are we
movie where
talking
that
about?
little boy's dream was to swim with the dolphins and they get there and then he's like, you can't even swim.
I'm
But Adam
dead.
Sandler just
Oh,
go with it and the
yes,
little boy
yes.
just wants to swim with the dolphins. Like, get to Hawaii. You can't swim. Me as fuck. I traveled to whitewater raft.
And
like
you're
Paloma.
like, you can't swim.
They're
You're
like, you have to tread water for a couple minutes to pass the test. I'm like, I can't.
Can't do it.
That's what I can't do. It's the treading water. It's really hard.
Well-
Looks like my bucket list instead is learning how to prepare myself for whitewater rafting.
there we go. There we go.
What about you, Riayn?
This seems so small, and maybe just because I don't have a lot of experience in a lot of things, but like I really just want to go on like an all-inclusive cruise. Like I really just want to do that. I know it's like not that
Yes.
big of a deal and people do that all the time, but like
It is a big deal.
I like really want to do that.
You know, they do Carnival cruises out of San Diego that are like $400 for like all 3 nights.
Shut up.
For like an interior room. Yeah. And that
Really?
includes food. That doesn't include any of like the excursions or the premium experiences. But out of San Diego, like just down to Catalina and Ensenada is not too bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that doesn't have to be a
Okay.
pipe dream. You could do that
Okay.
like this summer.
I totally could.
Yeah. And it's always a vibe when you do like all inclusive. Like,
Right.
like
I'm
it's
not
always
trying to,
worth
like-
it. There's no reason
I'm
that
not
you're on
trying to like
vacation. You're like, I just want to,
I want to just give
and I don't want
thank
to worry
you.
about the bill. I already paid.
Yeah,
I
Yeah, I
already
already
paid
did
it. Yeah, I already
exactly.
know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yes, I would like another tequila soda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely,
You know?
absolutely. Oh my god.
Dude,
okay.
we should do that.
Please.
That would be so
should.
fun.
We
should.
we
I've never
absolutely
been
should.
on a cruise either.
Yeah.
Ever. I wonder
never.
if I get seasick. Do you get seasick?
Honestly,
or is it big enough?
I don't know. I haven't been on enough boat water situations to know, but like I haven't in the event. And I did go whale watching,
Oh my gosh.
but I didn't see any whales, so it sucked.
So you were just on a boat.
So you were
and
just
I was
watching.
like, I was like, cool.
You were watching.
nothing.
No whales.
Yeah, I was watching water, but I didn't get seasick on that. So
Oh, that's
good.
And those are a lot smaller.
Mhm.
yeah, it was really small.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah,
I
a
get-
cruise.
Yeah.
20 whatever goes on a cruise.
Ooh.
Beep beep.
20 whatever on deck.
Whoa.
Wait, speaking of
dun, dun,
wait,
dun.
wait, I was just about to say you're freaking real with the on the Disney
Oh,
Creator
yes,
Cruise.
yes.
I watched that so many freaking times, and I was like, Ryan, look at this.
Is it the,
thank
the
you.
cocktail one?
Yeah,
Is that
no,
the Dole Whip
the
one?
she's
Which
like,
one?
Oh,
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, this is so, and like the water shot, I was like, Sierra, give it to us.
It was so fun
Cinema.
to film that. And I was so scared I was going to forget one line because I planned it out of like, okay, on this day, I'm lip syncing this line, this line,
Right.
this line,
right.
doing this thing based on the itinerary. And I was
Yeah.
like, if I miss one, the
Yeah.
whole thing doesn't work.
Right.
But it was good. It was
It's
fun.
Sierra in her bed doing one of the lines.
Yeah, for real.
That's so funny.
Well,
I
it
love
came
that.
out amazing, but
Yeah.
also the
Oh,
Dole
thank
Whip
you.
one, that one
I
was
love that.
hysterical.
Also, yeah, that was good.
Good.
Anyhow,
content,
what's
good
on
content.
your bucket list?
The only like kind of out there one, and I can't remember if I've talked to you guys about this privately or if I've said it on the podcast. So if I'm repeating myself, sorry. I really want to hike Machu Picchu.
Oh yes,
Yes.
You did tell us
Yes.
that.
It's gonna have to be like a later in life thing because I would like to dedicate I need to dedicate a lot of time to like training for it.
Mm.
And
Well, you and I, girl, I need to train for the whitewater rafting. You have
I
to be
need
ready for Machu
Machu
Picchu.
Picchu.
This summer. We're ready.
yeah,
And
Catch us-
I have to be able to carry multiple drinks, so I'm just gonna be, you know,
training.
yeah,
You're like,
exactly.
it's 2 for 1. I need to.
Yeah, exactly. Where is
love
Machu
that.
Picchu again?
Machu Picchu is in South America, and if you've seen those pictures of like this beautiful like mountaintop like village like with lots of let's see if Jess can pull up a picture
Yeah.
of Machu Picchu. There's Machu
Sierra's
Picchu.
going to be on the top of that
Wow.
one day.
Not this llama.
with the llama, right?
Are there llamas there?
Uh-huh.
Yes, that's the vibe.
Okay.
So there's a train you can take up the mountain to Machu Picchu. I don't want to do that. It's not just that I want to see Machu Picchu. It's that I want to hike Machu Picchu. It's like a
wow.
3-day hike. You have to have a
Oh.
license. You have to do it with a guide. And they have like a cook that goes with you. And, you know, they have all the stuff like on the llamas,
Mhm.
carrying the stuff. And you hike this trail that is the exact same stone path that humans, you know, walked and traveled for thousands of years. Of all the blogs and stuff that I've read about this, the experience of doing that 3-day hike, and then you come over and you get this view
Mhm.
in the
wow, that's
morning.
beautiful.
And you hike in the morning. It's like just a life-altering experience. I really want to do it.
That is so cool.
That's so cool.
I think the only thing that gets to me is like the camping overnight thing. Like, when it's multiple days, like having to pack and like, because you have to carry that shit, right? Like,
On your back.
on
yeah,
your back
right?
for the 3, so you can have your shit, right?
Right. Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's a super high altitude. So the city that you trek out of, you're actually supposed to come in there like 2 or 3 days before to acclimate to the altitude. Otherwise, you'll get so sick you won't be able to do the hike. So it's like not only is like
So intense.
it's a 3-day hike, and then also like you have to get there and acclimate, and then also I need to like train a ton, and it'll be a lot, but I
Yeah.
want to do it.
Period.
Then she will.
She believed she could, so she did.
Period.
Me at Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh my God,
Riayn.
are we?
Getting deeper?
Oh, wait, no.
No,
Oh,
no,
I'm
wait, yeah.
delusional. Nobody listen to me ever. She's crazy. Okay. What is your going out routine? How much time do you spend getting ready? I don't like the second question, so we're just going to say, what is your going out routine?
Sierra, you start us off.
Going out where?
Yeah,
going
define
out?
going out.
Okay, yeah, going out, maybe like drinking with your girlfriends.
Okay, like going out for the
Girls'
night.
Going out for the
Yeah.
night. Yeah,
We're going out
the
for a
night.
girls' night. We're
Yes,
like the 3 of us.
We are going out. How are you getting ready?
I don't do that all that often,
Okay.
so I wish I had a better answer.
Mhm.
Okay.
But I think I do my makeup and my hair. I get dressed and I leave. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what else to say.
Yes.
Okay, I feel that.
I don't really have a routine.
Ryan was like, you didn't say pregame.
You didn't say pregame. You didn't say the music. Hype you up.
You know what? I don't even know why I'm about to try to even say what we should be doing. Tell us what,
Tell
we,
us what we
should
should be doing.
Okay, correct. What you should be doing, definitely find out what time you got to be the places, because
Okay.
the girls be just like, oh my God, we're just gonna go, like, blah, blah, blah. Be like, okay, what time?
Am I leaving?
We're-
I need to know.
We're like grown now, so we need like concrete plans. Once you got that, you get the playlist, you go on Spotify or wherever. It's like I love the Feeling Myself playlist on Spotify. That's a good one. Girls Night Out playlist. Any type of music that's gonna hype you up.
Okay.
Mhm.
Like no sad shit, none of that. Like
Mhm.
we are like, and honestly, even if you're in a relationship, any of the like fuck boys stuff or like whatever, like that's a good hype girl stuff.
Mhm, mhm,
Get
mhm,
into that. Get you a claw or maybe a little
Seltzy.
seltzy, anything like that, just to get it going while you're doing your makeup and singing and dancing in the mirror.
And in this scenario, are you alone or are you with your friends getting ready together?
It depends. Sometimes you might be alone, which is why you really absolutely need the music.
That's my problem, because I would totally do that if we were all getting ready to go out together.
Mm,
If it's just me, Star Wars 5-hour canonical timeline.
right.
But does that prepare you for the social setting?
Mm-mm.
No.
Which is why you can't do that.
Mm-mm. I
Sarah,
know.
You need to prepare
The
yourself.
jams.
You gotta like mentally and physically prepare yourself for what you are about to do, because
Yes.
you're gonna come hang out with us, right? Nobody's talking about Star Wars. We're not even gonna entertain you talking about Star Wars. So just leave that over there and turn up the twerk music. Put your makeup on. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
get into it.
I just can't imagine myself doing that alone.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel that.
So when we go to Miami,
when we go to
we have the
Miami,
big bathroom, obviously.
Yes.
We
Okay.
have
And then that, such a vibe.
yes.
But you have to drive the playlist.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
I am banned.
what was the question?
yes.
It was, what do you need? I said, I need Ryan there to
Yes,
control the
that's
os,
it.
get the
But
vibes going.
I will say, then this is good though. If you have to go to a girls' night or any kind of social setting and you're alone, maybe put on some fun music. And it doesn't have to be like the music of the times, but any kind of music that you find entertaining and fun that will make you feel excited to go out.
I know. I'm sorry.
That's
It's also
like-
never of the times. I feel like the songs that I play when I'm getting ready to, it's
It's
like
2010s.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
when we were when we were in Malibu,
Malibu.
when we were in Malibu and we were filming that thing, we were like, oh, what should we play as the vibe? What should we
Oh,
play? And then I
yes.
was like, 2010, and she was like younger and young. I was like, oh my God, not us
Yeah.
playing music 10 years
Yeah,
old.
yeah,
And
or
then
something.
you know what really got us going? Baby, by Justin Bieber.
A classic. A classic. Come on.
Exactly. And then
So-
all of a sudden, Cyclone comes on.
Cyclone
and
by
I wanna,
Baby
Oh my
Bash.
gosh.
You know, like
A
that.
bop.
That will always
that'll,
hit.
yeah, that'll just get you. And if you have a little seltzy, then you're also just getting a little bit, into the vibe.
And then you get
Yeah.
more into your makeup for some reason. You're like, I should
you're
add
like-
glitter.
You're like really feeling yourself. You
Yes.
know what I mean? You're like kind of just like, it just hypes you up for the moment. So
Yeah, that's a good
that's
one.
my advice. With or without your friends, that's what I would do. That is what I do.
Can I make one amendment?
Yes.
For our 20 whatever and up Electrolyte water.
Oh yes,
Pedialyte.
Chase with
Gatorade.
that.
Chase it, mix it. Just if you're not feeling the alcohol, but you're gonna go talk and hang out, and you're not gonna be thinking about, am I drinking enough water?
Right.
You're gonna come home and have a headache.
Pedialyte.
Exactly, dude. Literally, if
Always.
you got to take a shot, chase it with Pedialyte. I'd also do that.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, listen. I was just listening to a podcast yesterday, and they were talking about now that we are not 21 or younger, we can't like bouncing back. Woo! I couldn't remember the last time I like went out and like the next day I was like, yeah. Like it's like I'm out for the day until like 4 or 5 p.m. That I'm like, okay, I feel like I can
Human again.
walk.
Yeah.
Just open my eyes.
Yeah.
God, when you get the shakes, man.
See, one of the other episodes we're filming later today that you guys will see either next or the week after that is things we're too old for, and one of them I wrote was hangovers. I can't do it anymore.
No, they're
God.
painful.
They're
Oh my
painful. They
gosh,
suck so
I'll do
bad.
anything to avoid a hangover. Like I'll still go out and drink with my friends, but for every drink, a drink of water.
Yep.
Every single time.
Yeah.
And I need to be able to sleep somewhat earlier because the lack of sleep is going to make the hangover.
Oh my.
And
You know what?
Eat.
That is one that I am so bad at. Like if I don't eat before I even start drinking, because I'll start drinking, right? And then I'm like, I'm not hungry.
Yeah.
Don't eat all night, but I'm drinking all night. Wait, please. We went to Vegas. Also, we didn't even say that. We went to Vegas. It was lit.
Oh yeah.
Remember when I was literally on death's doorstep?
Yes.
And you
She couldn't even open her eyes. She was like laying in bed like this and like just out, like completely out.
I literally could not.
I had to scrape myself off the ground to get up because I felt so sick, you guys. It was bad.
was
I was
so
down
bad.
bad. But in that moment, I was like, you've drank water. You've done everything you can. What else can you do? Because you feel like you are literally about to die. And I was like, wait, you haven't eaten. And I was like, oh my God, there's a Hot Pocket in the fridge. Let me go heat that up. I took one bite. I swear to God, Sierra, I ran into Ryan's room and I was like, you're never going to believe this. I feel so great. You have to eat.
Pocket.
Dude.
I took one bite and I was like,
I'm
alive. literally.
So there we are, two drunk girls.
Two
Just like,
drunk girls,
this
yeah.
Hot Pocket is
It was
hungover,
cracked because we literally like, we woke up and we knew this was like our off day. We were like, we're not going out to any clubs. We're not doing anything. Like we're staying at the Airbnb. So, and there was a pool. So we were like, oh, we're gonna have a pool day. So we woke up and just like got right after it. We were like, get the cloths, get the shots, like we're getting it. And we're just outside vibing, also in the sun.
the sun.
So we're out in the sun, we're drinking, having a good time. We come back inside and all of a sudden we were like, I'm not feeling too good, buddy. It was
After like after so many days, well now at this age.
it was like yeah, also, and we were doing a lot. It was like day 3, 4, and we had been going.
We were really
after
wondering the wrong questions. Why are we feeling like
Why
this?
do we feel so bad? Well, bitch, you drank for 3 days in a row. But
And
anyway.
Fat Tuesdays and Jello shots. I don't know what did it. I don't know what could have done it.
Yeah, no, Pop Pockets. Hot Pockets? I said Pop Pockets.
Hot Pockets.
Pop Pockets.
Yeah, saved my life. Anyway, I don't know. What are we talking
thank
about?
you, Hot Pockets.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, is this
Deep.
our last deep?
Yes, this
Oh my
is
God.
our
Okay.
last deep, and it's a really good one.
Oh, good.
What person would you want as your own personal life coach and motivator?
Oh.
Okay, you know who I always see clips of, and I'm just like, you have such like a good perspective. Drew Barrymore.
Yes.
Her,
Yeah.
I feel like the way she talks to her guests, she like is so
Mhm.
so encouraging and so deeply invested in the conversation.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like one conversation with her, and I'd be like, I can do
I could
it.
do anything.
She gives that realness, like really
Yeah.
just authentic. And especially I've heard her speaking on the topics of like anti-aging and like all that kind of stuff. And it's so thoughtful and thought-provoking that I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
she's there. So I
that
love
was a good one. And
That's
I
such a
want to
good one.
second that.
Yeah, I would retweet.
Yeah, retweet. Simply.
Just that's it. Drew Barrymore.
just
Drew
Drew
Barrymore
Barrymore.
in general.
She'd be iconic as a guest.
Yeah.
Wow. We could go on
know.
her show.
I
The Drew
know.
Barrymore show.
I know. And her just being a child star and like living through so much. I'm
Dude.
sure that she has so many insightful things to say.
I haven't seen like the show, but I've seen clips on
Clips,
TikTok,
yeah.
like how we get all of our media, and I'm like shook every time. She had I was just talking to you about her, Brooke Shields on there. Have you seen Pretty Baby?
No.
It's on Hulu, and it's about like Brooke Shields like growing up and just like it's
Being the pretty baby and
it's
growing
fucked up.
yeah.
It's really sad, but like it's so good. And she like
Okay.
talks to Drew Barrymore, and Drew Barrymore is like in it. It's just
dying. to
highly
see that.
recommend.
have to
It's like
watch
it's
it.
really good. But Anyway, Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore.
Period.
What about you? So who's
no,
your
Drew
motivator?
Barrymore.
Oh, a retweet?
I'm for real retweeting it.
Ryan's
Okay,
like,
perfect.
next question.
Perfect.
I'm retweeting it.
I'm thinking of like all of the famous people and all that good stuff. But then honestly, I know what the real answer is and who I need to be my coach and motivator.
Who?
It needs to be
Jesus.
Jessica.
Oh. Same thing.
Same thing.
Jessica.
I deadass thought you were about to say Teffy, and I was like waiting for it because I too love her.
But you know what?
No,
I might retweet that
yeah.
too.
I think I want to say Jess because
Yeah.
every time I sit on this couch and I just feel like there's always a moment where you just say something so encouraging
Mhm.
and I don't even have the words to say what your language and
Yeah.
presence brings to everybody and how
Yeah.
it makes me feel. So you know what? Jessica can make me feel unstoppable. So Jessica.
Period. I retweet.
You know what? You know what it is about you, Jess? You make me feel like I don't have to come to you as anyone but myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's like an intentional thing or just who you are, but
Yeah.
that's always how I feel with you.
Yeah. Agree.
I mentally am going to be processing that for a while. That is literally, I think, some of the nicest compliments I've had in a while. Thank you, guys.
Aw.
Love you.
Jess.
I love you
Aw.
too. But let's focus on something else for a minute. What's the next question? Let's go deeper.
Oh, Jess. Ilya Millie.
All right. Oh, wow. We really are getting deeper. How many times have you been in love?
Well, I think there's difference between puppy love and love. I think that's what's like in between. Like I'm like, I
Yeah.
want to automatically be like, everyone I've ever dated, I've
Right.
always loved them. Because to a
Right.
certain degree, Paloma at one point, if she did say I love you,
Right.
did believe
Meant
that in
yeah.
what I could.
Right.
Now being where I am, I did not know what love was.
Mm.
And probably only Riayn, boy Riayn. So
Aw.
that's actual love.
Okay. I love the specification on boy Ryan. That's crazy.
Oh, I thought we were doing like that kind of, but also you.
And
I was talking about you.
I just hate to say it because, like, I don't want to give that person credit for nothing. And but I did. So I would say 1.5 because I'm in a relationship now and I feel that way, but we're new. So I would say half,
Mhm.
but 1.5 times. Yeah.
I love that.
That's a
Yeah.
good one.
Good.
That's
yeah.
a good answer.
What about you, Sierra?
You know, I've had
Steven's at the door.
3.
Like,
Yes,
I know.
I've had 3 somewhat serious relationships in my life. Obviously, love Steven.
Right.
Shocker. Adore him.
Right.
Married him. I think of the other 2 serious relationships, I really loved one of them. I think the other one was I thought I was in love, but it was a lot of emotional manipulation. And I think I felt more like I was supposed to love that person or I had to.
Mm.
So I think 2 from relationships. And I think there's one person I really did love, young love,
Mhm.
you know, middle school, high school, who I never really had a serious relationship with. It was like a really close friend who I loved as a friend, but also like an on again, off again thing. And I'm like,
Mm.
when I think back, obviously it's a different type of love when you're like an adult versus a child.
Right.
But for what love can be when you're a child, I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
So I'd say 3.
I feel
Aw.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, because right now,
Yeah.
Paloma's, I'd be like, only Riayn. But
Right,
like,
of
Right.
course.
but truly, in those moments, I feel like young people's like, I am in love. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
no
yeah.
one could tell me that because that's all we thought. And
Right.
and you even, like you were saying, like, shit we thought was love.
Yeah.
And you go back and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, dang, that wasn't a love. That was mass manipulation.
Yeah,
Oops.
yeah. And maybe, well, hell, me now thinking like, I don't know. Now I'm confused because I feel like you said, like it felt like love maybe, but like, was it? I guess we'll never know. I don't know.
But if you felt that love in that moment and you felt it to be true, then
Mm.
it was love. Like,
Yeah.
and so I think
yeah, that's
that.
tea.
So all you exes listening to me, I guess at
Yeah,
the time.
I guess at the time.
You don't know me
Don't get it
anymore.
twisted. Bye. Literally bye. Oh, it's my turn. Okay. Ooh, this is a good one. Do you have any beliefs that have changed significantly over time?
So many.
Yeah.
All of
so
them?
many.
All of them.
Yeah. Like almost everything.
Yeah, definitely.
There are very few things I could look back and be like, oh yeah, I believed that as like a child or
Right.
a teenager and be like, and it's exactly the same now. But I guess it's significantly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
is
so,
the
yeah,
keyword.
significantly.
I think I'm going to have to think a moment. Do you have anything, Sierra? What's the most significant? Because there is just so many.
know,
I'm
there's a
trying to
lot.
seep through everything.
You know, there are so many, but I think the one that's been the most significant for me is religion. I still am a believer. I still consider myself like a follower of Christ, but my views on organized religion have completely changed from the way that I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
And that has probably been like the biggest 180 and the biggest like, oh, wow, I'm really opening my eyes to all of these problems with organized religion that I didn't see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You took the words right out of my mouth. Like religion for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And we've also talked about this where like in a lot of religions, and specifically I can only speak to Christianity, but like there is that like fear of like questioning.
Mm-hmm.
Like you do not question. It
Don't
just
even
is.
think about
And
it.
if
To
you
do so feels like a sin.
Yeah, well, that's what they say. It
Mhm,
is.
mhm.
And
Yeah.
so even still now, like as an adult, and I fully feel the things I feel and I, validate them to myself, I'm like, just kidding.
Right?
Like I'll say something, I'll be like, but like you get it. Like just, it's fine.
Yeah.
Because I'm so like stressed. Like that,
Yeah.
that fear was like built in me.
Mhm.
I mean, that's like one of the biggest ways that organized religion controls people is
Yes.
fear.
Yes. So organized religion has definitely changed in my mind over the years, the most drastically,
Yeah.
for sure.
Because I've changed a lot, like politically, but it's more been like more subtle shifts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, I wasn't even like aware of this topic and now
Mhm.
I'm so much more aware versus
Mhm.
like, I felt so strongly about
Yes.
this and now I feel the opposite.
right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Honestly, under the same category. But specifically, I think the idea of around abortion and things like that.
Mm.
Growing up, my mother made it the point of like, well, if you were to get pregnant, we would like do what we got to do, and that's what we're doing. And because like abortion was just like very anti,
It's, like, not on the table.
Yeah, not be like Catholic, Latin, like that is just like not okay. Like
Right.
For Catholics especially.
Yeah.
I
that
feel
is
like
just like the biggest thing. And I don't like growing up, I was like, of course, of course, my mom, like what's the tea?
Right.
Why would I want to do that?
Right.
But obviously I was influenced by religion and everything
Right.
that happened. And now that I am a full-fledged grown woman, I'm like, women deserve the right to their own choice in their own
Right.
body. So like,
Right.
no, I don't believe that the
Yeah.
religion or any of that has to do with it.
Yeah.
So it's like those religion things, but it's like all the ideas underneath it, of course. So
Yes.
it's just like
Yeah.
little things right
Yeah.
there. So general sense, same thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. We grew up with this stuff. And so
Yeah.
we were raised to believe and know those things. So
Yeah.
when you grow up, that's when you start for the first time thinking for your own self and challenging those thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I remember like thinking those things when I was younger, like being like, like especially about like just like any of the gay shit. I was like,
mm-hmm.
I hear you, but I don't feel you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I hear this and I see this, but I don't feel the way you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But like,
Mm-hmm.
but I remember being like, that's weird to me. I don't
Mhm.
understand.
But to even say something,
Yeah.
No, and then you
well,
just
how
don't.
could you? You'd be challenging the church.
Challenging God himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
My church never said anything about like that being gay is wrong or abortion is wrong. They were like very like surface.
yeah.
And it was only that stuff that was deeper. So I didn't even realize that those kind of messages were being ingrained in me because I
Right.
never once sat through a sermon that was like, being gay is wrong.
Right,
You
right,
just
right.
like a man and woman, a man and
Yes.
woman. They
Yeah,
hit it with that
yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
You start, seeing things and you're like, oh no.
Right.
Well, that's what they teach you. Don't look.
Don't look.
Don't look.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
ask
yeah.
either.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
don't ask any questions.
Don't ask
Just-
questions because I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Anyways, who's my turn?
Your
Yes.
turn. Yep.
All right. Do deeper. How do you feel about your education? Did it prepare you for real life?
I didn't go to college, so it's giving no. But I also don't think high school prepared me for like anything. Seemingly, like actually that's not true. Health class, I learned about the bones in my body, and when I got hurt, I knew what was hurt.
There you
So
go.
That was good.
That's on the education system.
and that's on health, and that was an elective. So
And I mean, we can't discount the things that we learn that we then use every day, like reading,
reading,
and writing,
writing.
basic
yeah,
math.
yeah.
I feel like in that
That's tea.
sense,
Ryan's like, I can't read.
Yeah.
I'm literally illiterate.
That's crazy you say that, Ryan. Sierra,
no,
because
no,
I can't
I can't
read.
I feel like my education somewhat prepared me. I feel like where things kind of got dicey was like when you're in high school and it's like, okay, you've learned the basic stuff. And it's less about like, and it's actually not at all about like the teachers, but more about like the way the education system is structured. Like I knew I never wanted to go into like a math related field.
Right.
So why was I taking algebra 2?
Right.
Like I know I
Right.
need to learn how to like do addition, subtraction, math. Like
Right.
we need to learn the basics.
Right.
But at that point, maybe it would have been more beneficial for me to spend that time in a class that's going to be applicable to what I'm interested in.
Right.
So I also feel like there's so much more room for classes that teach practical life skills,
I was
like
just gonna
taxes.
say that. Yes. I feel like we spend too much time writing essays about books. I mean, like, obviously, yeah, for show, but also, like, I don't know how to, like, read a contract that I'm gonna be signing because I'm, like, working. I don't know taxes. I still have no fucking idea what goes on. Like, not a clue.
Truly my answer, which is like, yep, went to school, learned what I had to learn in school, but like the life stuff, like I really would have benefited from like honestly money, school, like,
Yeah.
like actually money.
Financial
like
class.
Financial,
I was
like,
doing the things
what is
with
that
numbers
called?
and commas, but not money wise. Like why was I not
Financial
taught about,
literacy.
Like, 401ks. Yes.
Yes.
I want a class on 401ks. I want
retirement
all of
plans,
it.
savings, investing, like
But
stuff like
but
that.
the problem is they're never going to teach you that because they don't want you to know that.
Okay,
because
that's tea. Right. No, because
that's the tea.
Right.
Because the more uneducated you are on that, the like
yeah. Right.
exactly.
Exactly.
So there's a reason why we're not learning that in school, I'm sure. But
Period.
wish I would have.
But wish
I would have.
Yeah, that's tea.
So that's that on that.
Okay, period.
Okay, what is something you get super nostalgic over?
Like anything?
Anything. When I say the word nostalgic, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Is it a movie? Is it a place?
Like it's Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to
Disney
say
Channel.
Disney Channel.
Disney Channel and the commercials before the movie. 8/7 Central and they're doing the open legs and the things and
Let's watch a
Disney Channel movie. Yes.
that
totally.
and just consuming all that media on Disney Channel.
And everything that came with it. Like, I honestly think I'd be more nostalgic over like the commercials, the like fillers, the things that the bumpers that they used instead of like the actual show. I recently found on YouTube like an hour-long video where someone found like an old VHS recording of like an hour of Disney Channel just because like their dad would record it on VHS tapes for them and like played it, and it was so entertaining.
Send a link.
Right?
I know,
Send
yeah.
a link.
And just seeing like all the and up next, new Twitches. Blah, blah, blah,
Yeah. Don't miss this blah blah blah. Yeah, totally. Oh my god. Wow. Yeah.
Right? It's more so that than like the actual and like the video games on DisneyChannel.com. Like it's that over the actual show.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And the first thing that popped into my head because we just listened to it last night was the Miley Cyrus singing The Climb on the new Disney special. Honestly, it's like Hannah Montana, like That's So Raven, like those, especially the music. Like hearing The Climb last night, I was like, had chills, tears in eye. It was just so nostalgic to see our Hannah Montana singing in 2023 The Climb. So I think that is right there.
I also get really nostalgic just at my parents' house. Like in my childhood bedroom, like it's now my dad's office, but it's still painted like the bright turquoise blue color that I wanted it. And they're still like, they painted over like all the Sharpie stuff that I wrote on the walls, but like in the closet, there's still like a little painting I did. And like, you know, you just see the little fossils of your childhood.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like also sometimes, and I can't tell you like what this is, but there's a certain smell that I smell like once every like 6 months or maybe like once a year. And I can't tell you what it is, but it smells like when I was in elementary school.
Is it the smell of the inside of the schools? You know
I don't know.
You know how like the classrooms used to smell? I can smell that
I
for
don't
some
know.
reason.
Also,
was it like the cleaning products?
And the hint of the pencil shavings?
I don't know what it is, but sometimes I'm like, school.
Oh my gosh.
But also there's also sometimes when I'll walk outside, depending on like the time of year in the morning, it'll feel like an early morning, like school day. And I'm like,
I feel that during
remember
Halloween
that?
time. That's why I love Halloween time so much because that is just so, like when the weather gets like that and in the morning, I always remember just like going to school with that weather and it just really, and the smell, like even of like the wet ground, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Halloween town. It's Halloween time. Let's go.
Yeah.
It feels so good.
But those moments of nostalgia sometimes are like jarring because then I like remember that I'm not in elementary school, that I'm like much older than an elementary school student.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm probably going to do something not fun because I'm an adult now. But sometimes I'm like, not 10. Like, duh. And like, you live your life and you like don't think about that. But then other times you're like, wow, like
How'd I get
those
here?
days are really like behind me. Like I'm not, like that is not. And then I see kids and I'm like, cherish it. And that's why they think adults are cracked, because we're like, you don't know when you're my age. And they're like, God, shut up. Because I was me. I'm like, okay, sorry you're old. I don't know what you want from me. But now me, old, I'm like, live, laugh, love.
Yeah. Well, and just the like that age, like being 10 and younger and like just going outside and playing with the neighborhood kids. There are certain things about that make me so nostalgic, and it's simple things like drinking a Capri Sun makes me nostalgic because for that time, because we would flatten them and put them in our bike tires so it sounded like a revving engine. Like,
Yeah, I'm screaming.
and we'd ride around the neighborhood with our bikes with the Capri Sun in it. And now,
Right.
like, anytime I see a Capri Sun, I'm like, that.
TBT.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, me, every time I see cosmic brownies on shelves,
Right?
I'm like, cosmic brownies.
Same, girl, same.
Cosmic brownies.
I know, and honestly, seeing the street lights at night sometimes, like when I like get out of my car and I'll just like see them when I'm at home,
At
like
your
that's my
parents' house?
at my
Yeah.
parents' house cul-de-sac. I'm like, oh boy,
I'm at home.
I'm at home,
Yeah.
and actually being home and like hometown feels like.
I don't have that.
Really?
I don't have that because when I was born, I was with my mom at the dorms in college,
Right.
and then we moved to California and lived with my aunt, and then we lived with my other aunt, and I just like moved around a lot. And we lived in apartments for a lot of that time too. And it wasn't until 2015 that my parents got a house.
So the house that they live in now was not your childhood home.
No,
So you don't feel that like emotional attachment to it.
no, I feel it. I feel the attachment to it because like my life changed so much living in that house, but not, I don't have, like, I wasn't a child when I lived there. I was 20,
Right.
21 when I lived there.
How old were
so-
you, Sierra, in like your childhood home? Did you move in?
You know what's funny is when I think my childhood home, I think the house my parents are in now, that they moved there in when I was in 4th grade, I think. The neighborhood kids and that whole experience that I was describing to you guys, that was the previous house. That was my experience. When we moved to this house, I never had that with like the neighborhood kids and like we just had such a tight group of friends in that community who I'm still friends with today, and we do an annual reunion.
I love that.
And so it's like that to me is like,
yeah.
that is my childhood.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. I think my siblings now, they were 3rd grade, 5th grade when we moved to this house that my parents are currently in. So I think this will be like their
Their home.
childhood
Yeah.
home. Like
Yeah.
I think they'll remember other places that we lived, but like this is where they grew up.
Yeah.
Now. So
My parents' current home is the home we moved into when I was 2. So,
So
that's your
everything.
home.
That is my home.
When
And
if they ever sell that, oh my gosh, that's gonna be
girl, I don't know if they can, because like me even leaving, my mom was like, your room. I'm like, oh, she's very like nostalgic about that stuff. So I don't. Good luck to my mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
and my
truly.
parents. But
yeah.
we've been in there for a long time, and I feel like if we left there, it would.
So
in
David
the
was
gut.
like born there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
wow.
Mhm. Yeah, we've been there for a
Damn.
hot minute.
Crazy.
I know.
That's
Like,
crazy.
where does the time go?
Where does it again? Sometimes I'd be getting like existential about my life.
Well, like
Yeah.
we said, now that we're older, we have a lot less new things that happen. So it all just kind of blurs together, which is why it just
Right.
feels so like, oh my God.
yeah, it does feel like every day is so similar that it just
Mhm.
is like, and then you're like, wait, oh my God, like
Yeah.
5 years have passed by.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you're a kid, you're like, new this,
Mhm.
driving a car, doing that for the first time,
New
doing
grade,
this.
new
Yeah.
students, new
Mhm.
teachers,
Yeah,
new this,
lots
new
of
that,
stuff.
new body hair. Puberty. Puberty sucked. Okay, anyway.
All right, I'm going next. Does your social media accurately reflect your life? If not, how is it different?
I don't think my social media, like if I'm not including YouTube, I don't think it does almost at all.
Mm,
Because you guys follow my private Instagram.
right,
Yeah.
That is just 100% grace.
right,
Because that's just my private account for only my friends and family.
right.
If I just posted the most important thing to me, my entire feed would be grace.
Right.
And maybe
Right.
a couple pictures of me and my friends. But grace.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't want my entire public social media presence to just be focused on her. And I try to be really intentional about making sure that the content is still centered from my perspective. So like if you look at my Instagram feed, it is mostly me. And if it was reflective of my life, it would be all grace.
Right. Yeah. I feel like mine does. I mean, it's like the prettiest version of my life, but it is, I would say, fairly accurate.
Agreed. Yeah. The best of it, but
the highlight reel of it, but it is.
But it reflects your actual life.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say so.
Accurate.
But my private Instagram, that.
Well, that's for the streets.
That is for the streets. That is for the streets. I'm like, if I don't know you, you cannot follow me.
Oh, for me, I'm like, even if you know me, I probably still won't.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, we got to be close.
I keep that circle tight.
Yeah.
I just talk a lot of shit. I talk a lot of shit and I post a lot of unnecessary So it's so like not even anything. It's just like, this is my brain dump. This is where I go to just say things into the void and leave.
Yes. And not think about anything.
The repercussions. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Have you gotten or would you get plastic surgery?
Oh, I haven't gotten plastic surgery, but I'm not opposed to it. Like, I couldn't be like, I know I'm going to get this. Like, I don't know. But I'm like down if it feels right.
What defines plastic surgery? Like, does like Botox count as plastic surgery? Or do you have to like actually go into a knife?
No, I think I'd count like Botox, right? No?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I guess it's not a surgery, but it's a modification.
Okay, a beauty modification. How about that? Should we say?
I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, I'm down.
Yeah.
If it feels right, I'm into it. Whatever.
Yeah.
YOLO.
Would I get plastic surgery or some sort of thing? Not right now, but maybe one day I'm like, you know what? I feel like I'd feel more confident with that. So I'm not against it. Do whatever you got to do to
whatever makes me
confident.
feel good. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Live, laugh, love.
What about you, Sierra?
I wouldn't. I'm hesitant to say never, but right now I would say never. But obviously, like, I may feel very differently when I'm 50 versus when I'm 27. Right now, I could not picture myself doing it. However, I'm not like opposed to it for other people as long as they're transparent about it, as if you're a public figure.
Oh, absolutely.
I think my biggest problem with like the plastic surgery industry is it's just selling a changing beauty standard. And when people aren't honest about that, like when you have the Kardashians being like, we work so hard for these bodies. And it's like, you do. I don't doubt that you are waking up every day and working
going
out.
To
And
the
that's,
gym and
that's
totally
great for you. Just because someone follows exactly that, they will not look like you because you've also had surgery that you're not open about.
Right.
And so that's my main issue with plastic surgery, but I'm very pro like whatever other people want.
Yeah, tell me your doctor, send the link, just
Yeah, like, I like as fuck. Just be
transparent. Like, that's
why
when I forget which Jenner got her lips done and she was like, "Oh no, it's my lip liner." I'm like, "Girl." Like that was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like she really tried for a long time.
And it's to sell a product. Because if she says she had injections, then people are like, oh, well, I guess I have to get injections. Now I guess I have to get the lip kit.
Kylie lip kit. Kylie, girl, and we know.
What
you
a
act like
genius, though.
photos don't exist.
Right.
Oh, what is the status quo that you do not agree with? Status quo. I hate to say it, but all I'm thinking about is High School Musical.
No. I think my biggest just like literally do not understand at all is body hair. Because it's such a double standard. Like, I just don't even understand how if you think critically about it just for a second, you don't understand that male body hair and female body hair are literally the same. My armpit hair versus Steven's armpit hair, no difference. One is normal and masculine, and one is gross and disgusting and lazy, and you need to shave it. Otherwise, you don't care about your appearance.
Right.
I literally cannot understand. And that being said, I don't think there's anything wrong with shaving.
Right.
But I just think the amount of comments that I get on posts that have nothing to do with body hair, just like, I just don't get it. You've just really let yourself go. I'm like, are you just think critically for 30 seconds? 30 seconds. You would never say that to a man.
Right.
I think that's the biggest one for me where I'm like, what is not clicking here?
Right. No, I agree. I simply agree. And
that is such a good one.
It's
and
such
I really
a good point. And it sucks because I know that. And I have moments where I'm like, let my freak flag fly, and I just let it grow, and it's like YOLO vibes. And then there are moments where I feel like really insecure about it. And I'm like, I need to like get it together because I'm gonna be at the beach. I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna be doing that, and like I cannot have leg hair.
No, and
God forbid I have leg hair.
Feminine.
No, and everyone's gonna be like, why the fuck? And then, but then what is the problem?
Yeah.
What is really the problem? But I mean, it's so ingrained in us.
Oh, yeah.
We're just stressed about it, like so stressed about it, but it's tragic.
The way you said it's
tragic because I remember when I was younger and I started getting armpit hair and I was like, this shit has got to go. I remember being so stressed. And my mom didn't let me shave.
Mm.
And I think she was trying to like, I don't know, not protect me, but I think she was just like, you're just like so young and dumb. Like you're going to cut yourself, you know, like I think she was trying to look out for me like that. And also I think she maybe thought I was just like too young, maybe.
Yeah, wanted to preserve some of that innocence.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, you're going to do it with me or I'm going to do it myself. Yep. So let's do this together or I said what I said, basically. And she was like, mm-hmm. So she would literally cut my armpit hair, like with scissors.
Yeah.
We'd be in the bathroom and like my arm's like this and she'd cut. And I'm like, thank God, at least it's getting done. Like, I don't care how we have to do it, but we need to get it done.
Right.
But like, why? I was so stressed about the kids at school.
I was going to say, why? The kids at school.
I was getting bullied.
Yeah. I'll tell you why. It wasn't you.
Right.
It was everyone around you telling you to change yourself.
Yeah.
Because same as well. I'll let my leg hair go and I'm like, yeah, I love this. And then I see someone like looking and I'm like, oh my God, I should have shaved. I can't believe I was so strong to do this. I regret every moment of it.
I regret it, yeah.
But also, I've really been pushing it, honestly. Like, it's really freeing.
I will say, we talked about we're going to have a sleepover, and I didn't shave. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't shave. We're going to be in the pool. And I like didn't. And then I was like, but Sierra would be proud of me if I like said that I was
promise you won't be the hairiest bitch there.
Yeah.
That's tea. That's tea.
You're safe. You're safe here.
You're safe here. And I know that. And honestly, it doesn't matter. Like it literally doesn't matter if you want to shave. Vibes. Actually, this is so random. I think I'm just going on tangents. So please, everybody, stop me if it's too much. But I'm thinking about like I want to try all of the hair removal things. Low-key kind of want to try it for a video, but like just to do it, like I want to get waxed. I want to get lasered. I want to do all the things. I don't know if you can do them all like consecutively. Like I don't know what the rules
you probably have to start
over the course of months.
Yeah, I would have to like wait.
And you know what? Talking about like body hair, you know what I thought you were gonna say, and I was like so on board for it that you want to bleach your armpit hair to match your hair and your eyebrows because that would be imagine like posing like this, and it's like matches your hair and your eyebrows.
The internet might break.
Yeah. That's iconic.
For bullying. They're going to bully me.
No, it's when Kim Kardashian had the champagne on her ass and everyone was like,
oh my God, that actually broke the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it really iconic. Did. But it was fake as fuck. We know. You tried to do it.
I did try to do it. They had to safety pin it to my butt.
Oh. That was iconic. Good times. Good times.
What's your status quo?
I think
I forgot what the question was. Sorry, we just went all along. Go ahead, please.
I'm trying to think specifically the status quo, and I think what keeps, and I don't think I can label it exactly what it is, but whatever it is here. Because you know how you just said, oh, but you're safe here? Mm-hmm. I feel like when I'm here on this set with these group of girls, it's not the status quo. Like, I know that we are not listening to what the internet says, where it's like, hate your body, this, that, and the fourth. And I feel like the status quo is to hate your body, to this, to that. And here, I'm like, this is nothing like the status quo. So how is it that not the whole world is not like this? Like, when we were having that conversation about body positivity, and Rachel was here, and she was like, most of my friends and most of, like, the world don't feel this way. Like they're like, oh, good for you. Thank God you're getting skinny. Like that's like that is the status quo. Like that is something that's good. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah.
So I think that is not the truth. So that is my ideology. Whatever we got cooking up here at the Sierra Schultzzie house.
Yeah.
That makes me so happy.
Yeah.
And it's like shocking sometimes when then you like are kind of exposed to the outer world outside that like really supportive environment. And you're like, oh shit, man.
Sierra.
We got work to do, you guys.
Wait, you saying that when you like get exposed to something? Okay, I'm the commercial. Quickly. Please. So my boyfriend's from Ohio, and he loves basketball, whatever. So when we're over there, we always watch the game, but we connect to like his friends' parents' is like DirecTV or some shit, whatever. So we watch the game. And they're from Ohio. So we get all the Ohio commercials, which whatever, who cares? However, I saw this commercial, so serious, I thought it was satire and camp at first, and then I realized it was not. There was a commercial where this, like, it was like like elementary or middle school, the kids were like introducing themselves. It was like the first day of school. And this girl was like, hi, I'm Jamie. And I like love tennis or whatever. And the teacher, who was also dressed so insanely, like had like so many like colorful, like she just looked cracked, whatever. And she was like, no, say it again. Like that's literally, this is a commercial. No. And the girl's like, oh, I'm Jamie and I go by she, her. And she was like, the girl was so distressed to even say her pronouns or whatever. And then in walks this woman who's, I guess, like running for like governor or like mayor or some shit of Ohio. I don't even fucking know. And she was like, I'm taking it back to the basics. I was like, back to basics? Ma'am, should I call you she or he? You're going to say she. That's a fucking pronoun. Like it was so, I could not believe that's why I thought it was a joke.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this is funny.
I was like, not SNL, like, haha. But it was so real. And I was like, oh, reality check? I am watching Ohio TV. Like, people in Ohio consume this and they're like, yeah, take it back to the basics.
Yeah. And my pronouns are, I love guns. You're like, I'm like, those TikToks got me laughing so much.
Oh
like, it's so funny.
Cracked. So, to say, we forget what, like, other people are thinking when we're so like in our own world. Yeah. And then we step outside and you're like, oh, I'm scared.
Stepping outside of California, honestly, all of a sudden I'm like, whoa.
Rough. Yeah. So, Ohio, what's going on? Let's talk. Let's chat.
Not the basics.
Not back to the basics.
But actually, let's get to the basics. The pronouns.
Yeah. What do you want me to call you?
Yeah,
Why are you mad at
I just
me?
would like to know.
Why are you mad? I'm literally asking you how you would like me to address you.
Right.
What is so wrong?
They're like, cornbread. You're like, okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Hey, cornbread, period. Whatever. No skin off my back. Okay.
Okay, whose turn is it? First of all, whose turn is it?
I think it's my turn.
I think it is your turn.
And how many cards do we have?
Let's take a look. We have 2 left. Okay.
Wow.
I'm going to do it. And then, Sierra, you'll finish us out.
Okay.
Period.
Do you believe in destiny and fate? Why or why not?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe in like kind of like everything happens for a reason vibes. And I feel like I believe that because if not, then like, what are we doing? Then like everything
you kind of need to believe it.
Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, so like we're just out here like just doing stuff and that's it. Boo.
Like a sim.
See, I actually feel the opposite for the same reason. Because that's actually a question I've like agonized over mostly in my teen years with my faith of like, okay, if God is all knowing, but God gives us free will, how does he know what we're going to do? Right? Like that whole mind loop like really caught me up as a teenager. I think I have to believe that we have free will, that not everything happens for a reason, that destiny isn't a thing, because otherwise the choices I'm making don't matter. Otherwise, what are we doing here? Like I have the same exact thought for the different conclusion.
Okay.
And that same thing that you're saying, Sierra, has happened in my brain. But I think what ended up happening was I was like, but God's all knowing, so he knows my heart, so he already knew what I was going to choose. Yeah, that's why I get myself where I'm like, I have free will, but also you knew I was going to do that.
Right.
Kind of vibe, which is why I'm like, I think that I believe that there is some sort of destiny that does happen because so many things in my life, even just meeting you, Sierra, has changed the trajectory of so many different like life choices. So I feel like when things happen in such a way that you're like, how could this could not have fit more like a glove? It feels like destiny. And I can't like look away from that.
And that's the part that like blows my mind is that then I'm like, wait, but then like meeting Paloma, meeting Steven, like those were both by chance.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
So there has to be
some sort of.
I have to believe in fate. I have to believe in destiny.
Yeah.
And that's where I get so caught up because
Well, maybe it's both, you guys. Like we do have free will. And guess what? Sometimes life will end up in a different way if we choose something differently. But maybe ultimately there is some sort of fate for us to get somewhere or do something. Who knows how we get there? But there's some sort of.
I feel that. And I feel like that's why I'm like it. Because if I feel like there's no destiny or it's like whatever, then I'm like, so then literally nothing I do matters because it doesn't matter. I'll just do whatever. But if I'm like,
I'm on a path
and like, I'm not like, okay, this thing is going to determine this thing. Like, I don't like, not that, but like, oh, me like moving to LA, like randomly for no reason at all. Like I wouldn't be sitting here having a podcast if I would have stayed in New York and never even came down and was living together, like all of that stuff. And it's like, that was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just like, well, I just decided to move and like, maybe I didn't. And that was cool too. And I was, because like, this reality that I live now would not be my reality if I didn't move.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's where I think the idea of like multiple like realities is really fascinating.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. Because
Yes.
imagine that there is a different universe, a different timeline, a different like whatever you want to call it.
Dimension.
Dimension, yeah. For every choice that could have gone differently. So imagine that like there's a universe where everything is exactly the same except I didn't just lift my foot up, right?
Right.
And it's things that simple, but also like imagine a universe where everything is the same but you didn't move.
Right.
So it's like maybe me lifting my foot up didn't actually change anything and those two realities then continue essentially
parallel, yeah.
What if that one thing that you moved, or what if that one time you were late or
Adjusted
whatever?
the timeline.
Yes.
All together.
Yeah.
Which we have such important things in our, like you said, meeting Steven, like that gives fate kind of vibes, you know? Like, I mean,
Yes.
here's the thing. If you wouldn't have ever met Steven in that moment or never even had the opportunity to meet Steven, you could have ended up with someone else. Yes,
Right.
you're like, I conceptually understand the different avenues.
Yes.
But
Like
there's,
if it wasn't Steven, it was somebody else.
you're
Yes.
like,
okay,
but,
yes.
you're like, but there's some sort of magic
Yeah.
in there that I know.
Where it was supposed to be.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Because,
where I'm like,
and
I know.
also because I'm sure the love that you have with Steven and like this life, you're like, I just simply could not. How
Create
could I
this
be
with
with
someone else.
grace
That's what I'm
wouldn't
saying.
exist.
Yeah,
Right.
and you're like, and that magic, it's giving destiny because
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What was the question?
If you believe in fate and destiny.
Yes.
yeah,
I guess I do.
Yeah.
Yep.
there you go.
Good one. Oh my God. Last card.
Last card.
What has been the most magical moment of your life so far?
Oh my God.
I don't even know if I could pick so far. I could pick this year, maybe.
Magical?
Magical.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm just smiling at you.
Why?
Because you're her
Why?
magical moment.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Not that.
She's like,
Ew. I don't know.
I think that the first magical moment that just pops up to my head has to be when I'm on stage. And I think that there have been specific moments in shows that I've felt like the audience heart just open to me and enjoy it. And when in a closing show for Legally Blonde, I remember singing Legally Blonde and just like really being like, okay, we're going to be present here for it. And it just felt so good. And I felt so alive. And then coming out for bows was just like the standing ovation. Like those kind of moments are like drugs, magic.
Yeah,
I want
that's
more.
tea.
And I think that has to be it because I continue to chase that feeling
Yes.
all the time. That's what I want. So I guess.
Yeah. You kind of took mine too. I was going to say like performing, like, and I think it was my first musical that I ever did, like full musical. I was like, this is like an unmatched feeling. I've never felt like this before. What are we doing? I want to be in a musical every day of my life.
I think that the reason why I spend a lot of time thinking about why I want this because
Right.
I'm like, if you're going to chase this, you better figure out at least why you want it. It's like, is it because you want a class? Like, is it because you just want applause? Because if that's the reason, let's do something else, girl.
Right.
But I truly think that at the end of it, it's always like feeling like I am a part of something that's so much bigger than me and changes people's lives, like, or impacts them or makes them feel something in a sort of way, whether it be hopeful or just seen or inspired, anything like that. That's the drugs.
Yeah.
That's that drugs. That's that drugs.
What about you?
Performing is huge as well. But I think for me, it's just like all these simple moments with Grace where it just feels so magical and so special. And like I could pick a new most magical moment of my life so far, like every week, probably with Grace. Like there's just so many things. And it's funny because I feel like a really common thing that you hear is like the best day of my life is the day that you were born. Like I understand that sentiment because of like that's the day that like everything changed.
Right.
But for me, that is like so far down on the list. Like the day she was born was like traumatic and hard and like beautiful in some ways, but definitely not in my top moments.
Right.
Like my top moments are like when we're at the park and she says, "Mama, hi," and reaches up and grabs my hand. Like that is infinitely more magical to me than the day that she was cut out of my body.
Right.
Wait, what about that time when you were singing and she's like, one more?
Oh my gosh. Like, yeah, and she does that like every night. That's what I mean. Like, literally 2 days ago, but most magical moment of my life so far, maybe. It feels like it right now. We're at Disneyland and the parade is happening. She's so into it. She's standing up in front of me and she's waving and she's so excited. And then the characters start coming up and Chip and Dale, like walks kind of by her. She's like this. She's waving so hard. And he runs up to her and she runs and she gives him a hug. And she turned around and she covered her mouth like, oh my gosh. And she just looked at me with these big eyes like, I could just read it on her face, like, Mom, did you see that? Did you see what just happened? And she just hugged me and she just wrapped her arms around me. And it was just that, it was beautiful watching that moment. But the really magical part was that she turned around and she wanted to see me.
Right.
Did you see that, Mom?
Right.
Yeah. Can you believe that? And I just, it's all those little things with her are so special.
That is so beautiful.
Damn.
And that actually is magic. Like seeing that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Are you about to cry?
Yes. That was freaking beautiful.
Okay, for sure. No, for sure.
Imagine, the moments that happen at Disneyland.
Oh,
That's another
let's
reason
see.
I freaking love Disneyland.
You know,
It's like, what was so magical about that wasn't that Chip came up and hugged her. It was the way she felt and reacted from that was magical.
Right.
One of my favorite memories. It wasn't my kid. I don't even know this man. But I got off. No, and I have to preface that because.
No, that's so
but
funny.
I was so moved. I got off a Splash Mountain and I remember you're drenched. You know when you're off a Splash Mountain, you're just like, holy shit, we just got so wet.
Right.
This little girl reached up for her dad's hand and looked up and she's like, I love you, Dad. And he was just, I saw him look at her and he was like, this is worth it. I don't care. He like didn't care about the lines and nothing. In that moment, that little girl took his hand and was like, I love you, Dad. And just so happy. And I was like, yes. Me. I hope you're all doing well. I love you.
Right.
But that moment really shaped me. And I was like, that's the kind of stuff that we're here for, is watching the kids watch the parade, watching them light up when they see the princess and look back at you. Like that's that Disney magic. It's unmatched.
And going back as an adult is like reliving that. And I think that's why, like, even before I had Grace, I've always loved going to Disney because it kind of gives you permission to bring back out that like childhood wonder that we all kind of like shove down as we get older.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel
like
that.
it's kind of the equivalent of like, imagine if you could go out and play with your neighborhood friends one more time.
Right. I think that's why I cherish sleepovers a lot, whether that be here, whether that be, with us or anybody, or even anything like remotely childlike, because you just don't get opportunities to do that ever. And if you do, people are like, grow up.
Yeah.
You're so immature.
I'm like, no, you're just sad. Leave me alone.
Right. Sorry, you're boring and old, and I'm just, what I mean? Like, yeah. But I also don't think I give myself enough permission to be more like childlike, because it's like, it's a little bit embarrassing and it's like not.
It's cringe.
Yeah, it's a little cringe. And it is. Like, it is. And let me just say that. It is. However, if you find joy in those things, and like, who cares?
Yeah.
You're like, you think that's crazy? Why? I like it.
Right. And I'm not doing anything
to hurt you
or
even
hurt
affect
myself.
You, actually, close your eyes.
It literally has nothing to do with you. Yeah.
Allowing myself to just be a cringy loser has been the most freeing thing.
And with age, I'd like to say I give less fucks every year.
Yep.
Yep.
Don't you love when you see old people who just don't care?
Yes.
You're like, I'm on my way.
I'm on my way. I'm not there yet.
Yep.
But I can't wait to meet you there. Yeah.
Well, that is all of our cards. There are more a lot more cards in the decks.
Yes.
Jess picked out the cards for the episode, so there is many more. And we
maybe could do it again. Some other time. Yeah, we had a good time. We got a little deep, as some would say.
I won't make the moan, fine.
I was literally like,
I was about to, but I was like, we're about to say goodbye. I have to behave myself. But also,
okay, well, and with that, we love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.